The dinos don't look realistic? Yeah, I've seen ones in real life that, yeah, it doesn't look like doesn't look like those at all. So this dinosaur can actually roll? Well, that makes sense, because of his, like, the spikes. Looks sick, yeah, bro, he does a barrel roll.
I know this might be shocking to hear given what the final product ended up becoming, but it turns out that Jurassic Park 3 had a bit of a troubled production. Now, to take all things into consideration, it's important to preface this by saying that any Jurassic Park sequel has some pretty hefty shoes to fill. The original was not only a good movie, but it was a phenomenon across the entire movie industry, of which the resulting ripples have only been replicated since by the likes of Avatar or Lord of the Rings. Sequels were inevitable. Not even the guy who wrote the thing was going to have any say in that. But to say the shoes have been filled at any point during any of those sequels would obviously be an abundant untruth. Lost World tried. It really did. But in the end, the shoes were just a bit too big, and so it kind of just shuffled around in a circle for a minute before completely abandoning them around the hour 45 mark. Jurassic Park 3, though? Jurassic Park 3 flopped around in those things like they were a comical pair of clown shoes before dramatically flinging them off and breaking a window.
I watched this movie on VHS on repeat as a kid.
This movie is ironically hilarious.
This has long been my favorite Jurassic Park movie.
It is. It's mine as well. It's my. It is. The first one's my favorite. Like, as like a movie I want to watch. I want to watch a good movie. But this one's the most entertaining for me.
The second one was pretty boring when we watched.
I'm not a fan of the second one. Like, it has moments, but yeah.
The second one was a little bit of a dragger.
Like a drag.
Yeah.
Dan argued that it wasn't.
It's fine. like it's not terrible. It's not good though.
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy the gymnastics payoff?
I mean, that was the best part. that was unironically the best part of the movie.
Restricted.
Oh my god, they wrote it on the ocean and everything.
It's an interesting thing to think about and to compare against, because Jurassic Park really nailed the balance between the gritty, dark elements and the crazy roller coaster action sequences. Lost World went into the gritty, dark side, which, to be fair, played well to its advantages in certain areas, and well, not so much in others. However, the franchise's third entry maniacally cackled as it took that scale and javelined through it in the other direction. In a way, it almost seems fated that this movie was going to be a 90-minute fever dream, and no amount of intervention from anyone involved in its production was going to change that. What's more, the history of Jurassic Park 3's production is shrouded in such intense mystery. There's very little information out there regarding what went on behind the scenes, and a lot of the information that is out there has a lot of contradictions to it. All in all, it seems like the only people who truly know what actually went on that set were the people that were there. And even then, it doesn't really seem like they fully understand it. Take this quote from the director, for instance.
"We never did have a final script. We did not have a final script until after we wrapped the movie. We shot pages that eventually went into the final script, but we didn't have a document. The joke on the set was it was going to be the wrap gift. Everybody got a script. We had a script for the day we were shooting and maybe the next day and sometimes a week ahead of time, but we never had a story that had a beginning, middle and end while we were making the film. We had to go back to Hawaii to shoot the ending because when we were there the first time, We didn't know what the ending was going to be.
Man, you thought Lost World had a bumpy production process. Chaos permeated through every inch of this movie's creation, starting all the way back to directly after the release of Lost World, where Steven Spielberg went up to Michael Crichton and said, "Hey, you want to write more dinosaur stuff that I probably won't use?" Crichton was involved with pre-production for less than a month before he ended up jumping ship. Not a lot of info is out there about this, but it appears to be due to him being unable to think of a worthy follow-up after what happened at the end of The Lost World. So in other words, Spielberg and the studio kept shooting down everything he suggested. To be clear, Lost World was kind of supposed to be the end anyway. He wasn't even going to write it to begin with, but even within those pages, you can tell there really wasn't meant to be a Jurassic Park 3. While it wasn't a thing in the movie at all, the Lost World novel details that the dinosaurs really weren't having that great of a time on Isla Sorna. They were plagued by prions, and the carnivore population vastly outnumbered the herbivore population, implying that life finding a way was basically going to involve the dinosaurs dying out again. There was very much a vibe of, okay guys, this is it, from the Lost World novel. But needless to say, Spielberg read it and thought, but we might want to make a third one after this, and therefore reality was going to flex around a little bit in order for the dinosaurs to end up living happily ever after on Sorna.
I wonder what Michael Crichton thought about this movie.
I don't think he saw it. I don't think he really bothered.
Yeah.
I think after the last movie ignored his book, I don't think he watched anymore.
Also, if Michael Crichton had any sense at all, he took the money that he made and he bought a private island away from any semblance of any communication about these films.
And then he cloned dinosaurs on them.
Yeah, I was about to say he made a private island and then he created dinosaurs.
Working on a real Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And we don't know because it'd be a private island and he isn't, talking about it. So
he's not going to tell us.
Have dinosaurs
That's the true conspiracy. Michael Crichton is still alive and he's cloning dinosaurs off on some island somewhere.
He cloned himself.
With Tupac and with Tupac, Elvis, and Hitler,
and Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
And the vague trails that would eventually lead to this fabled third entry came even before production on Lost World was underway, as Spielberg briefly considered Joe Johnston to be the director on that movie. Obviously, it was not to be, but it was that very consideration that led him to landing the position later on. And like a true visionary, Johnston's first act as director was to immediately throw a wrench into everything that had been thought up so far, as one of the original storylines of 3 was going to involve Alan Grant doing a Robinson Crusoe by living in a tree on Isla Sorna so that he could live with and study the dinosaurs. Johnston didn't like that, because he thought it'd be more accurate for Grant to be traumatized and not want to have anything to do with the InGen creations. To paraphrase, Johnston basically said that Lost World was too tidy. Everyone who went to Isla Sorna in that movie did so with a clear focus and goal of what they were going to do there. He wanted 3 to have less certainty in order to facilitate a more unpredictable and hopefully more dramatic narrative through what the characters were actually going to be doing there. And man, oh man, if that wasn't an indication of where things were going to go. Apparently, there were ideas being thrown around about the prion disease from the last novel playing a part in this movie, but for whatever reason, that was thrown out too. Ian Malcolm was supposed to be involved in some capacity, but dropped out because of a leg injury. However, since then, Jeff Goldblum has said that they never reached out to him for 3, so who knows where that even came from. For a while, the movie was going to be called Jurassic Park Extinction. Then I guess they didn't like that because it seemed too conclusive, and we might want to make another one after this. So they changed it to Jurassic Park Breakout. Then story rewrites made that title make no sense. So then the writing team just threw their hands up and eventually just gave it the catch-all title of Jurassic Park 3. A storyline that we got decently close to getting was something where a bunch of teenagers somehow got stranded on the island, and we were going to follow the events of that. But then Johnson said it was like a bad episode of Friends and threw it out to join the ever-growing trash pile of rejected scripts. But finally, after months of trying to figure out what they were going to do, eventually a story was landed on. A story, no less, penned by the guy who later wrote the Aragon movie. So that's how you really knew we were in for for a treat. A lot of what was in this script ended up getting Frankensteined into the final product, but as a quick summary, the film was going to feature a subplot on the mainland which involved an investigation of recent killings. The obvious revelation at the end of all this was that dinosaurs were starting to get off of the island and make it back to civilization. Specifically the pterodons, because I guess a couple of the writers were also raising an eyebrow at that final shot of the last movie. This story was going to be told alongside an alternate version of what we ended up getting in the final cut, where Alan Grant was instead looking to build a research station on Isla Sorna. The funding from this was going to come from a rich benefactor by the name of Paul, who offered said funding with the condition that Grant first give them an aerial tour of Sorna beforehand. Grant agrees to these terms and does so while accompanied by Billy, Paul's son Miles, his girlfriend Susan, and his bodyguard Cooper. Plane crashes, and much of the movie plays out similarly to what we all remember, save for some more complex versions of scenes that ended up getting stripped down for the final version, of which included an extended laboratory scene that involved an all-night battle of trying to keep it barricaded from the velociraptors, and a much more in-depth aviary scene, where the gang would have apparently found some connecting threads telling them that pterodons were getting off the island or something. These two plot lines were going to converge in some fashion towards the third act, and the investigators from the mainland were going to end up coming to the island and saving the stranded survivors, save for Alan Grant, who chose to stay there in a sort of full circle thing that comes back to Spielberg's original idea for the movie. Obviously, there's more to talk about with that, and we'll be drawing some comparisons as we go along, but for now, that was what was in the pages that was presented to the cast and crew. Giving a little leeway provided, it should be taken with a grain of salt since I was unable to find this version of the script anywhere, and a lot of the information came from Wikipedia and a few other sources that seem to contradict each other, so yeah, I don't know. Regardless, after that nightmare, they finally ended up finishing a script, and pre-production officially began moving forward. Stan Winston started making his puppets, actors were hired, filming locations were locked down, sets were built, storyboards were drawn. Things were looking up for the old Jurassic Park sequel. And then, a mere 5 weeks before filming was slated to begin, the script was thrown out. It turned out Johnson didn't like that one either. Thought it was too complicated or something. There's a level of irony to that I think deserves appreciation. But apparently, he and Spielberg were talking to David Koepp around this time, the guy who wrote Lost World, and he said something about how it would be cool if the movie was centered around a rescue mission. And despite having literally nothing to do with the movie's production, this one passing thought from him full on threw the entire production team back into the living nightmare they had just come out of.
You know, there was no original script. There was just not a script. It was the one thing that almost made this a life-threatening ordeal for a lot of people. We scrapped the second version of the script, which was already completely storyboarded, scheduled, and budgeted to the nth degree. We actually threw it out 5 weeks before shooting, because David Koepp, God bless him, came up with a better idea.
So now we have all these actors hired. We have all these dinosaur animatronics we spent thousands of dollars on, all these filming locations, the crew, the equipment, etc., etc. And the director threw the story out because of a random idea some other dude casually mentioned to him. But at this point, the movie's getting made one way or another. Over $18 million had been sunk into it by this point, so now some poor bastard has to construct an entirely different narrative. Again, this time tailored specifically around the animatronics that were already built and making sure the actors have new character roles to fill. In the end, a script was not finished, and principal photography on Jurassic Park 3 began with everyone just full-on winging it. Apparently the first act was mostly done. The second act was still in heavy revisions, and there wasn't even a semblance of an ending written out yet. But filming began nonetheless. Alright, William H. Macy, I know you were playing Paul Roby originally, but now you're playing Paul Kirby. You renovate kitchens, that's your character, go.
There have been all the problems that one thinks of. The script has been evolving and being rewritten as we go. And what you want to say is, who launched a $100 million ship without a rudder? And who's getting fired for this? But that's the way it goes. That's the way they make these movies. Big deal. I think someone should be shot. But I'm not in charge.
Ah yes, I'll bet Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy were thrilled to hear him say that. Let's see what he had to say a little closer to release.
It was about the most amazing thing I've ever done in the business. It was the best of the best doing the best they've ever done.
There we go, that's better. Amazing what a night of waterboarding will get done in this line of work, isn't it? What about you, Tia Leone? How did you like working on Jurassic Park 3?
I had bruises everywhere. As we went along, more of my makeup was to cover the real bruises than to create fake ones. But it was all worth it.
Yeah, that's better. In the end, we may never know what kind of Lovecraftian insanity truly took place on that set, but we still have the final product as a reference point to what it ended up becoming. Because through it all, a movie was made, and it was released. And so, dear viewer, without further ado, let's see how they did. I present to you Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, good. We're watching Jurassic Park, Will.
No, we're not.
What? Wait. Oh, no! Get me out of this! This is... You lied to me! I thought I was watching Jurassic Park. Connections lost.
Yeah, well.
Oh, my gosh. Restricted.
As you can imagine, this film also marks the point where the universe's lore starts to get a little sketchy. And what I mean by that is that since the whole movie was a giant improv project, there was a lot left up to the imagination in terms of what actually went on in between the events of Lost World and now. A lot of this was amended in the marketing material of Fallen Kingdom of all things, putting it in a very odd position in the timeline. InGen itself is barely mentioned in this movie, and the implications of what happened after the San Diego incident are spoken of even less. The only real things we have to go off of is the very brief Q&A portion of Alan Grant's lecture, as well as the word restricted popping up after the film reintroduces us to Isla Sorna. As I said, context on what's going on here isn't provided until nearly 20 years later, when Fallen Kingdom began introducing us to the hide-and-seek scavenger hunt editions of the Jurassic Park universe. Additionally, some of the things in that scavenger hunt contradict a couple things that actually are in this movie. With that said, while I would say the information is interesting given the added context, it isn't necessarily important enough for me to justify going over it in this video. It doesn't really add anything to the story aside from some world building, as well as some things that are mainly tied to the World trilogy anyway. It's also important to note that everything I would talk about regarding that information is blatant retconning anyway. I mean, let's not be fooling ourselves into thinking they already had it mapped out at this point. They didn't even know what they were filming beyond a day-to-day basis, much less the next 2 movies coming afterwards. So we'll put a pin in it for now. I'm making more Jurassic videos after this. We'll go over it then.
I think I remember, Will, when I watched this, I did see this. Mainly when I saw the kid and the dad, I was like, somebody's gonna die. But how? I don't know.
I saw this in the theater when it first came out. What year did this come out?
2001.
Okay, I saw it in the theater. I was 21, which makes sense because before the movie in the theater, I had a few drinks. So I was pretty tipsy when I saw it, and I remember
you had a good time.
Actually, I hated it. So I actually saw this twice in the theater, hoping that it was so bad because I was kind of drunk, and it wasn't the case. It was definitely not the case.
I remember seeing the trailers for it, and I'm like, oh no. Nothing against the director. I do like the director, Rocketeer. He did direct Rocketeer, and he did direct Jumanji. His name is leaving me right now.
Joe Johnston.
Thank you. Also from Star Wars, did model making effects in Star Wars. But when I saw the trailer come out, I was like, I don't know. It felt like, Home Alone 5. It did have that look to me. I was like, I'm not sure.
I mean, I love Sam Neill, so I was excited for this.
Yeah, of course. But I was just like, the trailer did not sell it to me, and so I backed off. I watched it later on DVD, I think, or VHS, something like that. Yeah, they're just gonna die. Look at the camcorder. There we go.
I don't know much about dinosaurs. I never really looked into dinosaurs.
One of the people who's gonna be watching it with Dan and I is a big dinosaur nerd.
Oh, they're gonna hate whatever I fucking say in this movie. Oh no! I don't know shit about dinosaurs. This shit was going on. I'm like, fuck this shit. I want to read like about humans.
It'll be a good juxtaposition.
Oh man.
But anyway, yeah, Isla Sorna is restricted now. That much we do know. John Hammond ended the last movie by informing the public that just learned that dinosaurs exist again to not interact with the dinosaurs. Shockingly, it seems like people aren't listening to him.
Oh my god, even more stupid rich people vacationing on the abandoned dinosaur island.
Yeah. Why do people keep coming here?
This is a very unrestricted island. Man, they don't monitor this.
Like the last.
Don't go here.
Yeah.
Like, what about the dinosaurs? Can the dinosaurs get out? No.
No, it's fine.
No, it's
Like-
restricted.
Like the last movie, began with a little girl getting attacked by little.
It's a
chicken
company.
things. Yeah,
it's a company. It's a company that takes people around this restricted island.
Yeah,
it had it on it had it on the parachute. It had like a number and call and dinosaur.
Highly restricted. Costa Rica doesn't want you going there. Go a little bit further and you just see a Rothschild mansion. Yeah.
Just a fucking pyramid made out of diamonds. Just the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Oh wow.
What would they do there?
This is fantastic. I sure hope a dinosaur-related tragedy doesn't befall us.
No, that won't happen.
Never happened.
That never
The
happens
chances
in
of that
these films,
happening
little
is
Billy.
a million to one.
Even more shockingly beyond that, the dinosaurs are still alive at this point. Since, it was immediately revealed not only that dinosaurs are around again, but also here's where they're at. Don't go there, anyone. Yeah, these things would have been hunted and poached to extinction again by the end of that month. I mean, it's not like the Costa Rican government is doing anything to keep people away from this place, because these idiots sure didn't have any problem just sailing right up to it. The black market dinosaur tour business that's openly advertising itself on the parachutes they're using.
Do you get it? Because it says dinosaur on the thing.
I don't get it.
A dinosaur.
Okay. I didn't.
Apparently, Hawaii wasn't good enough for them.
Yeah.
If we don't have a significant percentage to be eaten by a dinosaur, it's going to be a terrible trip.
Yes.
Exactly.
For some reason, I have eaten by a dinosaur on my bucket list.
Yeah.
It's also not the last thing. I don't know how I wrote this. God, I'm an idiot.
However, and here's a beautiful sign of things to come, we've arrived at the first point of the movie where Joe Johnston just hard forced something to happen because God almighty, we need to get this movie made. My hair is actively falling out as we're filming. These two need to get stranded on the island somehow. Fog out of nowhere and everyone on the boat dies.
This doesn't look like Kansas Storm.
How?
How? It was the Fogosaurus, clearly.
Fog? Oh no. Bunch of spooky ghost pirates?
Yeah.
I
A
mean-
lesser known fact of Isla Sorna is it's also being haunted by pirate ghosts.
Pirate ghosts? They're the most dangerous kind of ghosts.
It's true.
Dinosaur pirate ghost. Oh no.
Are they ghosts that happen to be pirates, or are they
Dinosaurs.
pirates that
Dinosaurs
turn
are
into
one
ghosts?
thing, but not ghosts.
Important
There's a
question.
difference.
Yeah.
Random fog / mist on this bright sunny day.
It's the pirate ghosts of Isla Sorna, Tom.
Oh.
Ah.
No.
It's
Oh, no,
the Black
fog is
Pearl.
cutting the rope.
It's the Black Pearl.
And yeah, I remember the fan theories on what the hell could have done this. For the most part, people were pretty convinced that it was probably just the Spinosaurus, but there were quite a few fun ones out there that said it was a plesiosaur, and this was meant to tease it as the next big bad dinosaur for Jurassic Park 4. I love how people thought at the time that there was that level of planning being put into this. I also love how quickly everyone was to assume that there was just plesiosaurs hanging out next to Isla Sorna that never once left it. But no, the mystery of what attacked the tour boat is one that will ultimately remain unsolved. One of the shooting scripts that are out there reveal that it was supposed to be the pterodactyls, but in the end, who knows how many iterations of such a reveal are out there, and also the pterodactyls are supposed to be in a cage right now or something. I don't know. I'm not 100% on what the plan was for retconning this shot. Regardless, I have no doubt in my mind that the filmmakers had different different answers on this based on whatever day of the week it was. Yeah, the John Carpenter fog that's going on here, yeah, that's not there for mystique. It's there because Joe doesn't want to lock himself into anything right now. So, like, now they're going to have a shot straight on of the boat, and you're going to see that all of that fog is going to be completely gone. All the fog is gone.
So what happened is that the sea dinosaurs put the fog up so they could stealthily kill the crew while leaving the boat intact.
I think it's supposed to be the pterodactyls.
In the water.
Yeah, right.
Was it a pterodactyl?
I think like there's
I
like
don't know, but I think that's
some
what they're insinuating.
there's like some versions of the shooting script where it's pterodactyls, but like they never gave an answer for it.
No, yeah, like I don't even know if it implies that. It just goes into the mist. You don't hear pterodactyls. You don't hear anything.
Yeah. It's just,
I would expect them to be that people dying. You don't hear attacks. They stealth in and just kill everyone.
Yeah,
it's like a video game where you deploy a smoke bomb, to kill the enemies, then it goes away after a few seconds.
Yeah. As I said, like dinosaurs cast fog cloud, and then they throw the stealth real good.
And by the way, that was the smallest amount of fog, and so condensed in
Look, it's
one
gone.
area.
It's gone already.
It was
Look,
completely
it's gone already.
It was completely isolated and condensed to that one area of the water.
But that's our setup, more or less, which can allow us to transition nicely into the remainder of Act 1, of which I could probably summarize in a couple paragraphs.
Yeah, you're flying onto dinosaur territory.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to even untie myself from that boat. Like, you are still on the parachute. It's not exactly gonna tear you apart if the boat crashes.
This is Jurassic Park 3 we're talking about, keep in mind. While Lost World was kind of just wandering around muttering to itself, I should probably cut this bit so we can get to the island a little quicker. This movie is still riding a cocaine high, screaming, "Go, go, 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 go!" To compare, by the time we get to the lecture scene, Lost World had only just finished introducing us to Ludlow, and Malcolm hadn't even had his scene with John Hammond yet. By the time everyone is on the plane and on their way to Isla Sorna, Lost World hadn't even introduced us to Kelly yet. And even beyond that, by the time the dinosaurs were killing people in 3, Lost World had literally just gotten us to the island. It's an interesting comparison given my knowledge of how this movie's production went, and how that atmosphere of panicked frenzy is still reflected even in the story's progression. This movie isn't here to pretend to have any deeper overarching themes and questions on the morality of playing God or the chaos and unpredictability of life. It is its own monster entirely. On the bright side of this, there's little for me to deep dive into, and therefore we can easily get to the funny stuff sooner. But on the not so bright side, there's very little for me to actually deep dive into. But with that said, obviously the family of these two are going to be a bit on the distraught side that Eric and Ben aren't coming back from the dinosaur boat ride. And thus we're introduced to the Kirbys, Paul and Amanda, two annoying, prattling idiots who are arguably the least likable characters in this entire franchise.
Did anybody really truly think that they were a real couple? Like, do they look like a couple?
No, Leone's probably 5 feet.
Leone?
She's probably 5 feet taller than Will Smith. Because she was in Bad Boys. She's like taller than Will Smith. I mean, she's tall. I don't know if she's really tall in real life, but she always looks tall.
Yeah. And though it was clearly a bad idea, Amanda apparently agreed to let her boyfriend take her kid parasailing over Dinosaur Death Island through a shady Costa Rican black market business. No red flags ever flung themselves up from any of the circumstances of that situation. And through what I can only attribute as a miracle of God, the only negative thing that happened from that was that the two of them got stranded there. Needless to say, when they tried going to the US and Costa Rican governments for help, they both proceeded to laugh at them, leaving them with little choice than to decide to go to the island themselves in order to try and rescue them. So in the interest of going to the island and not instantly dying, they hired a few mercenary types to assist in the journey. But of course, this isn't going to be enough. Cooper and Nash are cool and all, but they lack that one important trait that is the end-all be-all on whether or not this plan is going to be successful. Called plot armor. And so the Kirbys wisely decided that they also needed a franchise-relevant character to front the mission. Enter Alan Grant. He was noticeably absent during The Lost World, with the only reference to him being a vague one, since he had apparently agreed to not talk about what happened during the 93 incident. Other than that, it seems like he's just been sitting around waiting for another movie to be a character in, because he doesn't seem to have been up to anything else.
Charlie, those are herbivores. They really wouldn't be interested in fighting with each other.
Here's a blonde lady, Dan.
Shut up, dork.
Okay.
No, not you. Alan Grant. He's like, well, actually, the carnivores are the ones that would scratch each other. Just let the little boy play.
And also, since there were a few people who grumbled about Ian Malcolm becoming an action hero in the last movie, the choice was made to flip over to the other main character from the first film. And thus, for the first time ever, Sam Neill reprised a role, returning to the Jurassic Park universe as Alan Grant. Obviously, accepting such a role meant a level of scheduling conflicts for other projects. Goes without saying, I know. But I feel it worth noting that since Jurassic Park 3 was being filmed around the same time as a few other things, there were some choices that had to be made. And as such, joining the Jurassic team once again meant that he was unable to be cast for the other role he was offered. For the Lord of the Rings. What a trade-off, huh?
William H. Macy did not have a good time on this movie.
Oh, I bet. I bet he had a terrible time on this movie.
It seems like everybody kind of just had a terrible time on this movie except for Sam Neill. Like he was.
He just like, this is what it is.
Pretty much.
I don't think he watches movies that he's in.
He turned down Lord of the Rings to be in this, dude.
Wow.
He is gonna be in Lord of the Rings.
Wow, he fucked up. He fucked up, dude. Woo! In chess, that's called a blunder.
Yeah.
It's like when Will Smith chose Wild Wild West over The Matrix. Whoops!
Oh boy. Yeah,
He did fine.
Yeah.
But whoops.
Whoops. Yeah.
Unfortunately, as we learn from him at the beginning of the movie,
no force on earth or heaven could get me on that island.
So we can expect that his role will be a decently small one. Wonder who the Kirbys are going to bring with them to the island.
No force can get him on that island. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess this is the end of the movie, man.
There's no one given the island except a paycheck from the Actors Guild, but
yeah.
We're also reintroduced to Ellie, but her existence in this film is entirely a conduit for the movie's ending, so there's no real need to talk about her to any significant degree.
Yeah. The only two movies Laura Dern has ever been in: Jurassic Park and Star Wars.
Wait. I mean, they pay the best, I imagine.
Who was she in Star Wars again?
Who was she? I don't remember.
Purple hair. That one. Oh God.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That wasn't her fault.
However, the movie does make a point to inform us that her and Grant aren't married, which has ironically enough become the most controversial choice in this entire movie other than the Spinosaurus killing a T-Rex. Enough people were upset about this that they fan serviced at us about it 20 years later.
Oh,
She got married to somebody else.
Oh, what a bitch.
I mean, yeah, that character go from the first movie, fuck it. Nothing didn't go anywhere.
They fixed it in Dominion. Don't worry, Isaiah.
Don't you just love that insulting fake out? Like, oh, look, they're married and have kids. And it's like, nope.
Yeah, right.
Do they explain why he's over here visiting her? I forget.
No, they don't.
It's just a weird scene.
It's a cameo.
It's
cameo
it's,
scene.
It's pretty much just
pretty much say that they're not together.
To say they're not together, and so that Grant can talk about velociraptors with her.
Yeah, one more time.
And that's why they broke up. He wouldn't stop talking about it.
Stop talking about velociraptors.
This is a deleted scene that they just left in because we're like, oh crap, the movie's too short. That's basically what this is. Oh man, I have a feeling there's gonna be a couple. No offense to the director.
Yeah.
I do love Rocketeer. I do love Jumanji. I do love the director. I apologize. I have movies, all of mine. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I do understand.
Do you remember the sounds they made?
Stop it! What are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's fucking mean.
I try not to.
Try not to. Think harder. Have PTSD.
We're also introduced to a new character, Billy, Alan Grant's plucky sidekick in the field of paleontology.
Hey, look, it's a Deinonychus, because this isn't Mongolia.
No, that's a velociraptor, Jake.
No, it's a Deinonychus.
No.
This isn't Mongolia.
That's actually a skeleton, guys. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
And Billy is an interesting character, to say the least. Not least because he's the closest this movie has to having a villain, as this is the only film in the franchise that didn't have stereotypical obvious bad guy. Billy is the only one who can even sort of fit that role through the actions he takes through the film. However, aside from that, there are deeper, more mysterious aspects to Billy that are hinted to at his earlier scenes in the film. These, of course, have fueled a flood of fan theories on who this kid even is. Realistically, it just means nothing, and this is just a further reflection of the nightmarish production of this film. Billy's character likely went through multiple different iterations of itself, and some of the crumbs from those altering possibilities survived and made it into the final cut. Keep in mind that when I say likely went through multiple different iterations, I really mean absolutely went through multiple different iterations. Remember, these people were filming this thing without a script, and since Billy is an important character, being the direct acquaintance of Alan Grant, Joe probably had a couple different ideas on what he wanted to do with him. It's been long theorized that Billy is actually the one that orchestrated the Kirbys reaching out to Grant in the first place, as evidenced by him seemingly already knowing Paul and Cooper by the time they were planning the rescue mission.
My card. How you doing, Billy?
Additionally, Billy is also the reason Grant goes to dinner with the Kirbys in the first place, as the offer had initially been turned down, only for him to jump in and accept it on Grant's behalf.
I'm tired. I've been traveling. Maybe some other time.
We'd love to.
Oh, terrific. This evening, then.
Poor Alan Grant getting dragged to places he doesn't want to be.
Man, that's just Alan Grant in this entire franchise.
I don't want to go to Jurassic Park. Goes to Jurassic Park.
Other people volunteering him to stuff he doesn't want to do. Yeah.
Well, get fucked.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, Alan, you want to go to the dinosaur island? No.
You pay your money. Fine.
What if we get you drunk first and then ask you?
The Cooper connection seems a little flimsy to me, but people still reference it as a thing. During the plane ride to Sorna, Billy turns over to Cooper and says,
So how do you know the Kirbys?
Through our church.
and this is said to be evidence of the Billy knew all along theory, as this is clearly a sarcastic exchange between the two of them. Like, maybe, but I don't know. Like I said, seems a little flimsy to me. But obviously, this evidence exists with no clear conclusion for it to reach. Unless it was Billy's intention from the start to steal the raptor eggs, or some kind of dinosaur egg, I guess. The movie does portray it like it was an impulsive decision, sure, but again, filming without a script, there could have been any multitude of intentions behind that decision on the day of shooting.
I took them on an impulse. I thought they'd be worth a fortune, enough to fund the dig site another 10 more years.
Go put those down outside right now.
Yes.
Or I'll throw you out and then place them next to your body.
Oh, don't do that.
Don't. That's a bad idea. That's the worst thing.
That's how you die.
Then there's righteous vengeance upon you.
What if they catch us with them?
What if they catch us without them?
Then go put them down. Just go put them down.
They have to hand them to them personally.
That way they have that way the raptors come to save them from the giant Spinosaurus, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yes.
Yeah. Dinosaurs, the soap opera.
Can I have that?
No, you don't want that.
In the end, these are just a couple of small pieces of fabric that are frayed off from the larger quilt here. Billy is not portrayed as nefarious, moreover, than he is naive, and the couple things people point to as evidence to the contrary is never actually addressed and treated as unimportant to the narrative. Hold on, let's see what the actor had to say about it.
It was like the only part I've ever done that just had nothing for me to latch onto, character-wise. And it was kind of maddening. I have to say, Sam Neill got me through it. He got me through it because he played ukulele, and we could sit around in our trailers and strum Beach Boys songs. And if it hadn't been for that, I would have gone out of my mind.
Nope, everything seems pretty normal there. Yeah, I don't know. If I didn't know better, it almost seems to me like they had literally nothing for Billy to do in this movie, and only kept him in purely because the actor was grandfathered in from the original script. Call me crazy, I don't know. Regardless, Billy is here. He is technically a character, Schrodinger's Jurassic Park 3 villain, everyone. Maybe he'll be a bad guy, maybe he won't. As long as we don't look at it, he'll theoretically be both. And an interesting angle to look at this from is that there was a foundation that could have made Billy a little more on the fleshed out and interesting side had they gone down the villain route. As we see from his introduction, he's part of Grant's paleontology team, and unfortunately, things are not looking too bright for that right now. The InGen shut up about what we're doing money has apparently dried up, and the team is running dangerously low on funding. Grant tried countering this in his lecture scene, which was apparently meant to act as a fundraiser, but unfortunately nobody cared and they just wanted to ask about Isla Sorna, which Grant was hard opposed to discussing.
Were it not for the cataclysmic events which overtook them, it is entirely possible that raptors, rather than humans, would have become the dominant species.
He's talking about lizard people.
He is talking about lizard people.
Yeah, right?
They're running away to tell the others.
Raptors would have become the dominant species on the planet.
Yep. They sure would have.
Yeah, if they had just had a few more years, they would have been.
They would have
building
invented
homes,
guns.
Yeah.
cities, cars.
Yeah,
you
they
know.
definitely weren't. They definitely weren't 3-foot rats.
It's stupid because like I remember when this movie came out, and I remember like this was around the time that it was like the big thing to like oh, what if dinosaurs would have been the ones to be humans instead of humans. It was such a stupid time for dinosaur people. And like this movie just fed into it.
You think if you fed a raptor Alka-Seltzers, they would die like a bird would? The burning questions.
I don't know.
It would be how similar their dietary tract was.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, does a dinosaur have an asshole or a cloaca? Some of life's greatest mysteries.
Yeah.
I'd ask him these. This is me in the student hall. You just
yeah. Does anybody have a question that doesn't relate to Jurassic Park? You're the only one.
Like trying to rip my arm out of the side. I got one. I got 3.
Thank you very much, Dr. Grant. Now, does anyone have a question?
She looks like a dinosaur.
does.
Sorry. I think it's her. She was great in Rocketeer.
Wait, I know what this is. He's in the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah.
It's from John Carpenter. No, Wes Craven.
We watched that.
Wait.
Event
It's
Horizon.
going back and forth. Yeah. Event Horizon. He's in a nightmare.
Yeah.
There's going to be a talking dinosaur.
Yep.
Oh, great. Watch out. Then he's going to kill everybody on Event Horizon after being in this movie.
Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Alan!
That guy on the right.
He's really calling it in.
He's really into it.
I'm really happy to be here talking about dinosaurs.
Joe Johnston wanted Grant to have dinosaur PTSD. Sure, fine. Kind of odd to me that he would stay in the field of paleontology and begin specializing specifically into the type of dinosaur that tried to eat him, but whatever. Coping mechanisms are different for everyone and all that. However, obviously the correct way to get people interested and begin getting the money flowing again is to lean into what people are interested in. Everybody and their mother wants Grant to talk about the InGen clones. Grant doesn't want to talk about the InGen clones. No force on Earth or heaven and all that. Hey everybody, I know dinosaurs are alive again and are all just hanging out on some island that anyone can evidently just go to whenever they want, but check out this cool rock I found. Billy has apparently invested quite a bit into this field, and as we see from this girl who never comes up again, he even has a love interest involved. Had we seen more of this part of the situation, I think there would have been a little more understanding towards Billy when it came to his stupid decisions later on. We're going to lose everything we've been working for, but we don't have to. We only are because my boss isn't leaning into the obvious solution to our problems. Nothing of this nature is really addressed as the movie goes on. There is a general vibe of, oh, that sucks, we don't get to dig holes out in the desert anymore. But even then, that sentiment is shown more by Grant than it is Billy.
We're gonna have to back up in 4 weeks.
3. I had to rent some equipment.
Actually, Grant, your life's work is going to be over even quicker than you thought. But don't you worry, I put those extra funds towards a 3D printer. This is the early 2000s, Dr. Grant. People are still amazed by those right now.
So boring, Tom.
What do you mean?
We gotta rent equipment. Like computers?
Yeah.
Like, Dan, we're only 10 minutes into the movie.
I'm glad this is in here.
Like this, if at this point in Lost World, Jeff Goldblum was still rambling about nothing to his daughter.
I like the character.
Well, I think that's being generous. I don't think we'd be at that point
3D
yet.
printing, the 3D printing the vocal cords of a raptor.
Oh man,
Dinosaurs, I can believe a 3D printer there.
Well, like this is like at that time when 3D printers were still cool, and so it's like, whoa, how does it do that?
Yeah,
Now
because
everybody
like,
says they
wow,
just
future
waste
technology.
materials.
And then he wakes up in Event Horizon. In the mouth of madness.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh, and Jeff Goldblum standing over him naked. No, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm saying.
You would make the same noise blowing through a straw.
No.
Literally doesn't even have a sound.
If it was a raptor straw.
Billy shows absolutely zero indication on giving a single solitary crap about his profession, which makes it seem all the more out of nowhere when we get the revelation that he decided to steal the eggs. Sure, we can assume that he doesn't want the team to go under, but man, Joe, you couldn't have afforded a single line of dialogue from him to set up that he's a little sad about it? Can't do that, but let me tell you, whoever's editing this thing better damn well keep the setup for the satellite phone gimmick. That better be in there, or so help me, William H. Macy's going back on the stretching rack. But yeah, the 3D printer is important, so we'll put a pin in that for now. Billy prints a raptor skull piece with it. As the two are expositing about their financial issues, Paul Kirby introduces himself, and we're led into the restaurant scene where he and Amanda pitch the idea of having Grant accompany them. But remember, everyone, no force on earth or heaven, so the Kirbys have what one might call an uphill battle to fight on this one.
I could write all kinds of numbers on this check, Dr. Grant. Tell me, what's it gonna take?
Okay, never mind. I would be actually willing to bet that's the exact phrase that was used on Neill when they were casting Dominion.
Yeah, a whole 2 zeros. And he's like, that's enough for me to go with a stranger to a place that I hate.
Wow, a whole $30. In order to convince Grant, in addition to just claiming to be millionaire thrill seekers, the Kirbys lay out that they've gotten permission from the Costa Rican government to fly over the island despite it being a restricted area. And needless to say, we have a movie to get done, so Grant immediately agrees to it. Hey Grant, we really want to go fly over Dinosaur Death Island. We'll give you money. Now, I know the joke is that the Kirbys need the plot armor with them on this trip, but all that aside, why do you need this dude to come with you? Why is it so imperative that he comes with? You have Cooper and Nash blowing up airplanes with their shooting tests. These are still just a bunch of animals, guys.
It's gonna be a walk in the park.
As long as the dinosaurs hold completely still while we set up and aim at them, it's going to be a walk in the park.
As long as the dinosaurs are filled full of gasoline, it's going to work out to our advantage.
Yeah, as long as the dinosaurs already have explosives put in them, then we're good.
Yeah.
Why don't you just use bullets? Like, what are you fucking doing? Just, dude, I could take down a dinosaur with my 4570, and it was made in 1893. And I have zero doubt about it in my mind. There's zero doubt.
I love how that scene is like to make these guys look like they're badasses or something. Look at these guys. They got a big gun that shot an old
They're
plane.
the best I could find.
Like these
They're hanging out.
group of non-matching nitwits.
They're giggling to each other. Hey, we blew something up.
Yeah, they're like, they're giggling about like shooting a gun. Like, aren't you trained to shoot this? Like, yeah, I shot that gun. Like, don't you do this daily, guy?
Sure, if I had to go look for someone I cared about in a swamp full of hippos, I'd be a little on the spooked side. But if I also had 2 trained men with explosive incendiary rounds with me, I feel like I'd be a little more okay.
I've chartered an airplane to fly us over Isla Sorna, and we'd like you to be our guide.
No.
No, gets up and leaves, and then it's world credits.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I tried.
That's the interesting part, because we have permission to fly low.
Yeah.
It's directly into the tree, apparently.
Yeah. I can't see anything, but this is
even,
great.
even lower than that, Dan. They have permission to fly directly into the dinosaur's mouth.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well,
They can get up close and personal.
we're gonna try to fly under it and see what's underneath.
Oh, he made friends with the Costa Rican government. That's how he got permission.
Oh.
You're the best. You've seen these animals in the flesh. There's no one even comes close to you.
Well, except for Malcolm, but he said no.
He said, you didn't have enough zeros this time.
Yeah. You're not paying me enough today.
God, I hate Jeff Goldblum.
No, we have to have this dusty paleontologist dude with us. We have to. And in the end, the only reason they have to is because they thought Isla Sorna was the same island Grant went to back in '93.
I have never been on this island.
Sure you have. You wrote that book.
That was Isla Nublar. This is Isla Sorna.
You've been to this swamp before, so you can help prevent the hippo attacks. Even if they were correct, and all of the movies took place on one island, why would they not go for Malcolm instead of Grant, the guy who, to their knowledge, has been there twice, and that second time was fairly recently as a bonus? It's been almost 10 years since the Jurassic Park incident. How sharp of a memory do you think Grant has? You might as well have gotten Tim and Lex to come with you. A random former InGen employee would have been better qualified to guide you through this place. And on top of it all, we have the Grand Master No Force on Earth or Heaven here, who immediately agrees to this once the idea of money came into the picture. It's almost like the entire reason the team was having financial problems is specifically for this circumstance, because we can't have dinosaur PTSD, Alan Grant, while simultaneously having, yeah, I'll willingly put myself on a plane to Isla Sorna, Alan Grant. There are other things to talk on regarding that, and we'll come back to it certainly. But one thing worth mentioning is I believe the original idea of having Grant actively interested in the dinosaurs and wanting to research them would have been a bit better for this story. As of now, the movie's made it pretty clear that Grant doesn't want anything to do with this nonsense. And while you could argue that the logic still works because funding the old passion is a powerful motivator, it still seems to me that it would have been a little more appropriate narrative-wise had they taken the route of facilitating something Grant really wanted rather than him just reluctantly agreeing because he's getting a paycheck. It's the difference between just having Grant there and present for the story and having Grant theoretically moving towards something in the interest of his character. In this case, I would not agree that the payoff to that should be, I don't want to be rescued, I'm going to live here now. But, I mean, that's not the only thing you could do with it. Taking away the fear aspect doesn't then translate to Grant becoming dinosaur Tarzan. Regardless, the Kirbys convinced Grant to return to his greatest fear on the planet with nothing more than a 1 minute and 45-second conversation. I can write a whole 2 numbers on this check, Dr. Grant.
Will this $120 suffice?
So they sold him coming out. To come out on the plane to just take pictures.
Even with what I pay you, couldn't you afford a better bag?
No way. This one's lucky.
And to be a tour guide of, like, dinosaurs that they can see from
They
the sky.
literally just did the same Lucky Pack thing.
Yes.
It just did the exact same thing.
Yes, they did.
I don't like this. I don't want to watch this.
I don't like that the Lucky Pack thing became a thing.
You're just jealous because you don't have a lucky pack.
I very much have a lucky pack. I just don't sit there and ramble about it all the time like a weirdo.
Maybe you should.
It's like a lot of unnecessary characters. I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna say it. I'm like a lot of unnecessary crap just to make a movie. Like this is pissing me off. It's like let's just get to. the stuff. There's no like. This is the boringest. I mean, they're doing the horror movie like setup.
The horror
you
setup.
first have the hook, which was stupid.
Was it a hook?
No, it wasn't. It was not.
Well, and like I've always loved like how Grant says like the very last scene is like, I'm never going to that island. It's never happening. And then it's like,
And then he's there. He's like, I gotta go there.
I will go to this island.
Exactly. There's something they slipped him in that drink. Slipped him a roofie.
Hey, Billy, I have this card here for Kirby Enterprises. Should we look that up real quick and see if they... Okay, never mind. Silly me. This is Jurassic Park 3. I don't know what I was thinking. Grant, Billy, and the Kirbys walked right out of that restaurant and into the cockpit of that plane.
The truth is, you got me into this.
No, we didn't.
And I'm gonna kill you after.
Your
If I
fate will
survive.
be a dark one, Billy.
If I get
The
out of
horrors
this
I will
alive,
unleash
I
upon
guarantee
you
you
will make Satan shiver.
We have dinosaurs to get to. We need to get to them right now. We're not getting there fast enough. There are dinosaurs on the plane. Oh my God. Yeah, don't worry, everyone. The fan favorite scene of the franchise here is going to get itself a mention. Though it would be kind of funny for me to have the only Jurassic Park 3 review in existence that doesn't bring it up. It's tempting. Really is. But no, we'll talk about it now.
Wow. I hate that guy. I don't know why. I just want to punch him in the face.
The best scene's coming up.
Yeah.
It's an airplane.
The best part
Here
of
it
the
comes.
franchise.
Best part of the movie right here.
Oh, no.
I remember when I was drunk in the theater, I think I just started laughing out loud.
Yeah.
Is it really this part right here?
Yeah, because he just went to bed. He went to sleep.
Oh no.
That's part of the franchise.
So they're making. Oh my gosh, what's Steven Seagal now doing? No, I know that's a great actor. That guy's a great actor.
He was great in Rocketeer.
Yeah. Well, he's actually the bad guy in Bodyguard.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Everybody quiet. Okay. Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
We had to watch this in all its glory.
Yep.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
What they're
No,
being
shush,
informed
shush,
first class by the
Dan,
man in black.
cinema.
Cinema.
Shush.
Alan.
Alan, it's your friend Barney. I love you. You love me.
I love how there's like no build, there's like no tension, it just happens. Like he goes to sleep.
just
Five
out of
seconds
nowhere.
later,
Yeah.
5 seconds later, he has a living nightmare of a raptor going, Alan.
Alan.
It's so stupid.
And right then, I was out in the theater. That's when I just stopped caring. About the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
fucking
man.
love every time.
Every time.
It's so funny.
Like the way the raptor's jaw just flaps up and down so calm. It's great. I love it.
Alan.
I want to know whose idea that was. Like, who said, let's have a talking dinosaur? And you know what they said, dinosaur. It said
Winston's
dinosaur.
guys, right? It's Winston's Critch. Oh my gosh.
Best part of the whole movie. Might as well stop watching.
Yeah. But we peaked. Like we just witnessed the peak of the entire franchise. It's all downhill from here.
That was music should have started as the raptor says Alan.
Alan.
Like, we get it. Like, right? Like, we get that he has apprehension going to the island. You don't need to go further into it and like, no, he has trauma. He's worried. He's scared. He's so much trepidation. He's trying to play it cool. We're not going to see anything. Billy, you're being perfectly. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
But he's secretly inside. He's scared. Like, no shit. Jesus. Ugh. Why do movies have to just like eat it? Eat it. Here comes the airplane.
Johnston was on one that day. Doubt there was a second thought given to the concept of the jump scare Muppet Raptor. He was likely far more worried about whatever the hell he was going to film afterwards. And the snappy nature of this film's pacing places a nice little cherry on top for all of us. Because obviously the dream sequence can't be long. The point is to get that punch of the raptor appearing out of the way as quickly as possible so that we can get our spooky dinosaur jump scare and make sure it doesn't stay on screen long enough for the audience to recognize what's happening. The pounce of the raptor, if you will, jumping out of the shadows and baring its fangs at us with no chance for us to even see it coming. But with that said, we also want to get the cliche of the person in the real world calling out to wake him up. And efficiency is key in this. We need to mix those two elements together.
Alan!
Good enough, moving on. The great thing about this is that this bit was actually meant to tie back into a different scene from earlier in the movie, and nobody got it. Apparently, Joe wanted us to think about this parrot while Dinosaur Kermit was talking to Grant, but no one did. Likely because the parrot didn't actually say Alan here. So the only other connecting factor between these two scenes was the fact that Grant was saying it.
Say my name. Is my name Alan? Is my name Alan?
So we kind of lost the plot there right off the bat. And to add on to it, the fact that it happens so quickly and out of nowhere, and the fact that we get the quick zooms onto both Grant and the raptor as it's happening, almost makes it seem like it's being presented as a joke. But yeah, there we are on that. Just casually flew through the greatest 15 seconds of the entire Jurassic Park franchise. Nobody knew history was being made that day. But after all that, here we are, finally, on Isla Sorna. Just gonna get our obligatory be amazed at dinosaurs bit out of the way, and then we can go ahead and land the plane while expecting Grant to be completely okay with it.
My God, I'd forgotten what dinosaurs look like.
Oh yeah. I'm supposed to be amazed at dinosaurs. This is the Jurassic Park
Oh, like
movie.
yeah, this is the whimsy part of Jurassic Park.
I get so magical.
That literally looks like the video game from their Super Nintendo version of Jurassic Park. Everything's from the top down view.
Yeah, he's being mesmerized by the friendly ones again, and he's just like, okay, we'll go. Like, motherfucker, no, stop falling for the succubus, dude. Obvious fin in the back.
They always see the nice dinosaurs first. They never see the carnivores.
Yeah.
That's how
Ease into the hole.
None of the carnivores coming out here just ruining some shit. Yeah.
Stegosaurus. Look.
Oh, the long Nechiodon.
Yep, there it is.
There's a bunch of hadrosaurs.
I love the long Nechiodon.
That's
my favorite dinosaur. Yeah.
I guess, InGen didn't learn after the last movie with the little girl that they need to keep better watch over these islands.
Or maybe you should have done it in like the book where after they left the island, the army fucking carpet bombed that shit.
They bombed it. Yeah, they did. They full on leveled Isla Nublar. It's like, no more dinosaurs.
Yeah, you know why? Because dinosaurs are fucking big. Eat you.
Yeah,
makes perfect sense.
No, didn't you see Dominion Lion? We can coexist.
Yeah, we can coexist, Lion. Not really sure what the plan was on how Paul was going to explain this to Grant. Thankfully, Cooper saved us from that upcoming segment of stuttering exposition. This isn't Lost World, everyone. This is Jurassic Park 3, and talky part is done now. Grant didn't know his place. He started to get a little too uppity, and that might delay the pacing by a second or two. So in true Jurassic Park 3 style, he gets knocked the hell out to keep this train a-rolling. Not even 2.5 minutes later, people are getting eaten. The drop of the roller coaster has commenced, dear viewer.
I totally forgot how bad these side characters are. How annoying.
It's just they're just there. It's like we know movies. Will writes. I write. We know they're just like filling in things. Like, okay, we got money. Let's fill in.
Why do you suppose they didn't bring these guys back for the future movies?
Shut up. It's just gonna be this whole movie is just me wheezing, laughing. Oh my gosh! Soon we're gonna see Predator, the Xenomorph.
Yeah.
And here we go. Here we go.
It's amazing how cool Cooper tries to be.
Yeah, he's the first one to die.
He's the first one to die. He sits in the back with shades on. Oh, cool.
No, see, Dan, I actually said that to throw you off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
was that?
Yeah.
It's a dinosaur, you stupid fuck.
What was that? It's probably a dinosaur, you dumbass.
We have to leave! We have to leave now!
About the other guy.
Cooper's a professional, he can handle himself!
Yeah, he can handle himself is a really nice way to say fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
far out.
I don't understand though. In all these people's minds, I get the parents being desperate, but everyone else, I don't know what they thought was gonna happen.
Okay, the only person who was like right about it was Alan, because he was just like, we cannot be here.
Yeah.
All right, I just gotta let it warm up for 5 minutes, guys.
No, it's fine. They hadn't cooled down from when they landed.
Yeah.
Also, they landed on an island full of dinosaurs. The moment dinosaurs shows up, we're leaving.
Yes. It's
like,
like,
oh, wow, I wasn't
expecting there to actually be any resistance. Now, keep in mind, Nash and Cooper were fully aware that there were giant man-eating kaijus on this island, and it's not like they didn't come here prepared. And yet, the very first thing they do upon arrival at the island is rush off into the jungle for some reason.
They're setting up a perimeter to make the place safe.
Setting up a perimeter, huh? What a perimeter. I mean, who can argue against such militaristic tactics such as blindly rushing off into uncharted overgrowth while the accompanying civilian announces to the entire Cinco Muertes that you're here? Remember in Lost World, there was this big concern placed upon whether or not the T-Rexes were going to try and track them by smell? And then they did exactly that, you know, despite the intricate precautions taken by everyone.
Oh no, it's from your baby. I said it's broken leg. It's not drying in the humidity.
Yeah, well, the Jurassic Park 3 tourists were all issued megaphones prior to their arrival, so we can effectively cut out the middleman here, and the dinosaurs no longer have to inhale in order to find everyone.
Hey, you know what we should do when we land on this island? Just make as much noise as humanly possible. Hey, let's bring a megaphone.
And thus we have arrived to the introduction to one of the more controversial yet strangely missed aspects of the franchise. The Spinosaurus. Obviously, this is just a little bit of the early 2000s trope of, let's do something even more better than the last movie's bad guy. And this was the dinosaur that ended up winning the selection process. I won't be going into it, but obviously there was a plethora of controversy against this decision, not least of which was made worse by the approaching fight scene we'll be getting to. Yes, there was very little love to be had for our new friend, Mr. Spino, and though audiences have certainly warmed to him in recent years, his introduction was a little bit of a bumpy one. My issues with the Spinosaurus don't necessarily stem from the I like the T-Rex better argument, moreover than it does my question of where the hell was this thing last movie. It has aggression levels that might even exceed the Velociraptors, and yet nobody noticed it at any point in Lost World, despite the fact that the group trekked across a very wide portion of the island during the course of the movie. The footprint upon Isla Sorna was not a light one in the last movie, and yet no sign of the Spino existed at all during their travels. And yet in 3, it relentlessly hunted these people from the second they landed on the island. Now it's explained in the Fallen Kingdom lore websites. Yeah, I know, but that's stupid. We had to wait 20 years for world building from third-party promotional material for the movie after the next one in the lineup. And all it does is just retcon stuff so that we can more easily connect the new trilogy to the old one. But back on the point, this kind of ties back into an argument I've been meaning to make, but just haven't gotten around to it until now. That being, how the hell is this island able to reliably support this ecosystem? Now, it would be nigh impossible for me to try and work out what kind of ecosystem even exists here to begin with. If we are to disregard the aforementioned third-party lore bits, we never learn how big Isla Sorna actually is or how many dinosaurs are actually on it. And as I said, this was actually a significant part of Crichton's second novel, since the point was made that the island couldn't support this population for longer than another year or two at most. For how dangerous and aggressive this Spinosaurus is, it's amazing to me that it has not already decimated whatever other dinosaurs were living here. Now, wouldn't that have been a spooky story? Getting to the island and then finding out that this thing has already killed everything else on it, and it's hunting them as relentlessly as it does because of how hungry it is now. There's your Jurassic Park horror movie. People have been asking for that one for a while. But whatever, I suppose. We can just assume that the Spinosaurus kind of just sprung from the ground like a video game mob spawning in,
again, and it was just T-posing underneath the map until our heroes landed the plane. Now it's here, and it's like 4 levels above our party, so our group will be taking a couple casualties right off the bat. Namely, the 2 people who were supposedly the most equipped for actually being here.
Nice. Please stand right there. Hell yeah. Yes, please. Run towards it. Straight line, please.
Straight line into it.
And
Yeah,
then,
there you go.
And then head first dive.
You got this, man.
Beautiful. And now he'll pull up, but he wouldn't for his friend. Oh shit, I'm in danger.
Okay, your guys are dead.
Yes.
No, fine.
Do you have to stand in its way for them to stop? Oh yeah.
That's what you get. That's what you get for knocking Alan out. Okay.
Oh, you guys
Sorry.
really did get permission to fly low. Dang.
Yeah. I told you, it's directly into the tree line.
What part hit the Spinosaurus?
No, it cut their brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
Cut the brake fuel.
The sail of a
Carefully.
Spinosaurus is very sharp, you see, Jake. And so
Actually, like uses radio waves.
I mean,
That's why
it's
it's got the sail.
Yeah.
Picks up signals.
I mean, like, I don't know,
They
the
can
sail of
bounce
the
them off.
Spinosaurus, relatively speaking, to the rest of its body was actually kind of fragile, but okay.
Fine, I'm gonna ask how fast can a Spinosaurus sail? Okay, let's ask.
Not very fast. I mean, hold on. I'm gonna find a picture and post it in chat.
Oh, you're gonna find one of those not cool looking Spinosauruses, huh?
I actually think it's actually.
See, its massive sail wasn't just for display, but it was a fully functional mast. So it can go at 47 knots with a strong tailwind.
Oh, you see, Dan? You do remember
All
this
right,
movie.
now I remember. This is when we walked into the theaters, and we made it about 10 minutes from here, maybe 15 or 20, before we said, "Hey, let's go watch Legally Blonde."
You paid for a theater ticket, didn't come into the movie until 20 minutes in, and then only stayed for 20 minutes afterwards.
Bro, I was with girls, and I was a teenager. You think I was like, "Oh, hey guys, the Cinema Time says," I don't give a fuck. I didn't even want to watch the movie all that much.
Go to a restaurant or something. Go eat some food.
We haven't landed.
No, Tom, I don't know if you've ever been a teenager or if you've been a vampire like your whole life,
Never.
but the
No,
movie
never.
theater is a place
Tom
of
avoided Chad.
lust.
No, a movie theater
Okay,
is
you
a
can't
place
do that in the
It's a
public
place
view.
to revere the cinema experience, you Philistine.
Then I see this movie come out in trailers, and I'm like, no. You notice how I'm talking over all this stupid action right now?
Now, Christian.
Yes.
You're gonna get mad at me for this.
Do it.
I think this is a better movie than Lost
Are
World.
you serious?
I do.
Okay, no, I like that. I love how, see, Tim, I have the same thing. I like the whole 76 ball rolling by Jeff Goldblum. I like Jeff Goldblum's character, and he has the daughter. I like Steve Vaughn, right, is in it, right?
I like the high hide.
Is it Steve Vaughn?
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, thank you.
Yeah.
Steve Vaughn is his cousin, we don't know.
Yeah.
He's in this movie. Poor.
And Rocketeer.
Yes, and Rocketeer. He plays the helmet maker. Oh man, what's happened? Oh, this is so stupid. This is terrible.
Who has the satellite phone? It only works in a couple of areas at a couple of times during the day.
Yep.
I remember
You
this.
gotta wait for the signal.
Technology has advanced. More satellites.
That's true. We got a Chinese one up there now.
Yeah. Damn it. Oh man. All circuits are busy. Never mind. All circuits are busy.
Yeah.
It's a satellite phone.
I love how it knew
Jason.
to it knew to duck down when she started screaming. Yeah.
Let me gaslight this lady. It's a sign of intelligence.
Yeah. Smarter than primates.
Wow.
Ow, that was my favorite leg.
Oh no, rubber dinosaurs eating me.
Jeez. That looks silly.
That looked pretty silly, yeah.
It looks terrifying.
Well, what do you expect? Spinosaurus is basically if a crocodile, a stork, and a duck had a nightmare child.
Dead.
Dead.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure they would be dead as they crashed. So.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Yeah, you know, I think they're dead. Like
that shot, it looked like that shot of them falling looked like a fucking sitcom or something.
It did.
Like a comedy. Whoa!
God, that looks like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type of shot. Like this movie's, I feel like this is goofy.
This was directed by the dude who did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
God, I nailed it,
You
dude.
did.
What the fuck? Hell yeah. Dude, sometimes I amaze myself.
Yeah.
I'll be there for you.
Screaming.
And my friends will be there too.
Yeah, I swear to Christ, like this movie, like they could not have
Also, this
not
girl,
realized they were making
look
a
at what she
comedy.
does.
Right?
Why do we keep forgetting dinosaurs exist on Dinosaur Island?
Yeah, just like a real Spinosaurus, he's looking for fish.
Yeah, looking for fish in a plane.
Yep.
Yes.
Everybody push up on the ceiling. Hold him off.
It's a stupid reptile. Hide behind a tree.
Just throw some money.
You'll be
in
like,
one
oh,
direction.
food I don't have to work for. And he'll go, I'm that way.
Yeah.
And then he's off to chase a squirrel. It's a dinosaur.
Look at him chomping.
That'll be in this next Jurassic World movie, Tom. The dinosaurs will breathe fire.
Hey, you get back
Yeah,
here.
we have to wait a few years before we get fire-breathing dinosaurs.
I remember my aunt. I was visiting my aunt, and
Oh yeah, there's a dinosaur out here.
she liked it, and I remember her saying to me, "Isn't it a good movie?" And I looked at her like I felt so sorry for her that I lied to her and I go, "Yeah," and I just lied like I saw it before because I just didn't want to hurt her. She was so cheerful.
Yeah, so
She
happy
was so
about
proud.
it. Yeah.
She's like, "I could put it in," and I was like, "No," and it like left. You know, like yeah.
Well, it's wild because like this is just the rest of the movie. Like there's like not really a story going.
No, get off the island.
Yeah. The story is like
we fucked up. We made a horrible mistake. Oopsie doodles. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like the movie.
Yeah, where's that window you can fall in that takes you to another dimension?
I'm already forgetting Lost World. It's already fading.
I kind of respect how quickly this film just goes, and then the dinosaurs kill people. Fuck it, it's fun. And you're like, yeah, yes, it is.
Like Mr. Spinosaurus, you could just go around that tree. I don't know what you were doing there.
No.
It's part of his tactics.
Yes. Luring them into a false sense of security. Hyper intelligent. And of course, we got to keep that momentum going. So to concrete this as the new villain of the franchise, we're going to move forward with making sure we piss off the entire Jurassic Park fan base with one singular 40-second scene.
Oh boy, here comes the worst scene in the movie.
The one that everybody hates. Poor Grant.
They didn't smell that.
Oh my, that looks good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely didn't notice.
Oh, that looks less good.
That's not so good.
Yeah.
When it gets to the CGI realm, it's like, oh, okay.
You kind of like right there, that moment when you see the T-Rex, you're like, oh, a better movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then you see that alligator-looking thing.
Not always bigger, better is better. You know what I'm saying?
This was originally going to be a lot longer, but the Spinosaurus animatronic broke the T-Rex animatronic. So they made it all CGI.
Dinosaur Rumble!
Let's go.
I think this is when we walked out of the theater.
This is when you walked out?
You
This is when it gets
walked out
interesting.
during this?
This is when it gets
Yeah.
interesting. Look at this.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks
it's the
pretty bad, Tom.
wrong dinosaur wins, but
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's not how that would go down, but okay.
Well, it clearly did, though.
Man, it just
Yeah.
smacked
Also,
the neck.
Jacob, I've got a scientifically accurate version of the Spinosaurus for you to look at, just for just so you can see.
It's gonna be something
Did you
fucking.
did you fucking
Perfect.
We'll show that on the video.
What the fuck is this?
It's a Spinosaurus with its sail.
Yeah.
It's a Salosaurus.
I love that he's surfing with humans.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
how
like in real life, yeah.
And the one on the right is like, what the hell is that?
My hypothesis is that T-Rex was actually a scavenger rather than a killer, rather than a predator. And we see that in this movie more than we see it in the other ones. Spinosaurus is really the predatory animal here that actually goes after T-Rex.
My hypothesis. Anyway, yeah, so this scene didn't really resonate with people the way that the filmmakers wanted it to. So much so that they spent the entire rest of the franchise apologizing for it. Though realistically likely unrelated, this extends to the point that every time I write Spinosaurus in my script, my document program tries to correct it to Tyrannosaurus. I found it particularly funny when I recently came across an instance of this apology in an arcade shooter game that I played recently. Oh, the things these filmmakers would change if they had the chance. It's a good thing that never happens, though, huh?
T-Rex don't stand a chance. Spinosaurus is the guy on the block from this point on.
Here to stay, everyone. This thing is really cool, we promise. And in Jurassic Park 4, we're going to have 2 Spinosaurus parents, and they're going to throw an RV over a cliff. It's going to be great. Going forward, it's definitely not going to be quickly and quietly shoved off stage while we prop the T-Rex back up, only appearing in leaked Fallen Kingdom storyboards revealing they were planning on brutally killing it, before finally giving in to the small portion of people who liked it by giving it to the team of people making that silly Netflix cartoon. Oh, and I guess it's going to be in Rebirth, too. I don't know. That's definitely not going to be what happens, though, everyone. Spinosaurus is here to stay forever because this is the best dinosaur ever.
Yeah, it just gets killed
It
just
was
like that in
neither.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
By the new, cooler dinosaur.
Yeah, see how badass he is. He killed a T-Rex.
You love the T-Rex, and we killed it.
He snapped his neck in 10 seconds.
Now you love this
yeah,
one.
actually, probably after
Now you
that.
like this one now, don't you? And we're like, no.
No, yeah,
It's the
super
fucking
gay.
Indominus Rex thing in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
It's a bigger,
To
cooler
be
T-Rex.
honest, there is nothing more gay than breaking a T-Rex's neck.
That's
All
true.
right.
That's true.
That's a quote for the ages.
There's nothing more gay than fucking breaking a T-Rex's neck.
Nothing.
What if a human did it? That's pretty cool, right?
Nope.
No, that guy's just showing off.
Yep.
Fair enough.
It's very, very cuck energy, you know.
Very beta energy to break a T-Rex's neck with your bare hands.
He's got too much to prove, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no such thing as Kirby Enterprises, is there?
It's Kirby Paint and Tile Plus.
You didn't look into this before you agreed to go to Dinosaur Death Island with these people, Grant?
He saw money and that was it.
Yeah.
Here we are in the worst place in the world. We're not even being paid.
I love how they don't really resolve it in this movie. Like the whole idea was that that Grant was running out of funding for his paleontology stuff, and they acted like they were going to fix it because he was going to pay for it. But now we find out, oh, he's not actually a millionaire. He can't fix it. And so the movie ends with him still having those financial problems that are just never brought up again.
This is a point in the movie where you kill that guy and use him as a food source.
Yeah.
This is a point in the movie where everybody just converts to cannibalism.
Yeah,
you know?
resort to cannibalism, hour 1.
Well, yeah. I mean, what else is that guy going to be good for? He couldn't even put his backpack on.
This motherfucker wrote them a fake check. They should have made him black.
The black guy died already.
You
bro.
better keep that in there, Will.
I'll keep it in there.
Yeah. Make no money on this video.
Don't you dare cut out what Isaiah said. You'll be silencing a black man. Don't you dare do it.
Like the disclaimer. Hey guys.
Racist if you do, racist if you don't.
Yeah, don't worry, he's black.
It isn't long after this that the group comes across Eric and Ben's parachute caught in a tree. Because, you know, this island is large enough to support an entire ecosystem of dinosaurs, but Grant and our group found the exact spot that Eric landed at within the first 15 minutes of being here.
Eric! This is Kirby.
She pulls the megaphone back out.
She just pulls out loudspeakers.
Alan grabs the megaphone and uses it to whack her. And that's her.
Udesky pulls out an electric guitar amp.
Yeah. Starts plugging in all the sound equipment.
And nearby that is the camera that Ben was using at the beginning of the movie. And as Udesky swaps out what are likely a pair of D batteries from his flashlight into the early 2000s video camera, they're able to get it running again, wherein they watch the footage from the beginning of the movie, in which a different take was used during the editing, as Eric has a different delivery of his lines than he did the first time we heard them.
That doesn't work.
That battery. That
Yeah, they
camera
use completely different batteries.
No, Lion. It runs on AA batteries.
Oh, yes.
D batteries or whatever. I guess it would be D batteries because it's a flashlight.
Yeah.
You use the battery instead of batteries.
Yeah. Just stuffed
Do
in a
Hollywood
battery.
people just not understand anything about fucking anything?
No.
You can tell it's been here for a while because of this vine we're not taking off of it.
Thank God it didn't rain there for 2 months.
Yeah, I know, right? In Costa Rica.
There was no. Wait, was he holding a camera? I didn't remember that.
He never says, "I can't see. I can't undo it."
Yeah,
I
it was
don't
different.
remember him holding a camera.
I actually don't remember either.
Move before it dropped down.
I think the camera was.
He's dead.
He was using the camera to record it first, and then he put it down. So I think it was hanging from a strap.
Okay. Oh, this is found footage. This is kind of cool. I know it's stupid, but I think this is kind of cool because you said this came out in 2001. So we had Blair Witch Project come out in 99.
We did.
So that makes sense. They're doing like, let's put some of that in there. That's the producer. Let's put some found footage in there.
Yeah.
Give me a camera.
Give me the camera, you fuck.
And after this, we get the further revelation that Eric hilariously just left Ben to die for some reason. This is never addressed in the movie to any degree going forward.
Well, I guess, if he was with an adult who's maybe a resourceful person, could have helped him along, and we're just witnessing, like, the last couple days without him.
Nah. He just
Never
left
mind.
him there.
Never mind. Disregard.
Well, that's not very nice way.
God damn,
to
I
treat your
could not have timed that more, like, perfectly and incorrectly.
I'm so curious as to what happened with that one guy. Like, did Billy just walk away and
He
then
just
the guy
left him
never...
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like the guy just never unclipped, or did was he being attacked and then Billy just ran off?
Billy's like, I'm sorry, Eric. I have to go now. My
My
people
plan
need
ain't
me.
I'm the stepdad. Oh, Merry Christmas.
Give me a hug.
Give me a hug. I just parachuted, dropped in right here. Oh, man. Let me tell you. Wait, come back. Come back.
Is it my breath?
Is my breath? I'm just hanging out here. Oh, you like my tan?
All right, we have a new member of the crew.
Let's name him Lucky.
I really love the fact that they just don't address this at all.
Yeah.
The kid just left him there to die. They just don't address it at all.
Oh, he probably bonked his head or something.
Well, no,
and-
because like the found footage
Oh,
section
yeah.
ends with him being like, "Oh, hang on, let me stop the recording." So he was still alive when Eric
Yeah.
was on the ground.
Dinosaur must have come right then and there,
Yeah,
and then just
yeah.
licked all the skin and meat off his bones, left his bones because those are icky.
Yeah.
Or they're intelligent and they wanted to leave a calling sign. Probably
Yes,
that one.
Yeah,
It's probably that
yeah,
one.
you're right. Yeah.
Boy, they're really showing we're in a jungle. It's real, okay?
It's definitely
Don't look
not
at
a studio.
These are not houseplant ferns around us.
Definitely not a studio.
Not a studio. Now it's like right there. Chase, look at it. It got darker.
Yeah.
We're back in the studio there.
Eggs.
Oh my gosh, I'm pissed off immediately.
I'm sorry about Ben.
It's not Ben, Paul.
They're like right next to a velociraptor nest, and it just they didn't see a single velociraptor for the first part of this movie.
She's like, it's not Ben. It's just like it's my son. It's just like you don't care that the guy you were seeing is dead, and now it's his body hanging there for 8 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I guess not.
It was picked
'cause
clean, apparently. He was just left there, just hanging about.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in fairness, if you look at him, he's not bothered anymore. He ain't complaining.
Yeah.
I'm not crying about the guy I liked.
Yeah.
He's dead.
She doesn't care about her boyfriend dying. This will make it easier for us to reconcile our marriage.
I'm just picturing her saying, please get me out of this movie. Please get me out of this movie.
You're right, Christian. I love how they're making her look shorter than him.
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's weird.
That's hilarious.
It is. He is a short man. You saw it for a minute when she was following him.
But now she's like,
now
just shorter.
Yeah.
Why are they like, have a look at this? These guys are so stupid they can't work out these are eggs.
Guess we're having scrambled eggs, everybody.
I'm like, guys, I'm not cooking you fucking eggs, okay?
As this is a Jurassic Park movie, it'll come as no surprise that the velociraptors are also a present threat. However, rather than the previous two movies reserving them for more of a finale-type encounter, they are instead presented to us right away as the group comes across their nests pretty much immediately. And of course, being hunted by raptors is one thing, but then we have the added bonus that this is the Jurassic Park 3 cast. And they're not exactly what one would call cautious, or for that matter, even aware when it comes to what kind of situation they're in.
Amanda? Ben! Amanda, honey? Eric! Quiet. Eric! Dr. Grant said that's a bad idea.
What? Eric! Mr. Udesky! Mr. Udesky!
It's a bad idea. Alan!
What's a bad idea?
I'm just saying, Grant got done dirty with this setup of goobers. Malcolm got to have the Isla Sorna experience with Roland and his group. Not exactly the most well-oiled of crews given, but at least they knew how to shut up for 5 seconds so every predator on the island didn't know where they were at any given time. Not only that, but then we have Billy the Scholar here, who decided that it would be a good idea to steal eggs from the most dangerous thing on the island.
Where's Billy? Dead. Please. Oh no, I remember what Billy's doing.
What are you doing?
Fucking us. I was fucking us. Carry on.
You better not have taken any of those eggs, Jimmy.
Nah.
My name's not Jimmy. Shut up, Jimmy.
To be fair, I probably would grab a few of them just for dinner.
Hey, I got an idea. We just found the raptor's territory. Let's go deeper into it.
Let's shout for Eric now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes. Let's do some more screaming.
They were so in a rush to make this. That's just a 2D picture they just put over the
Totally see it, like
yeah,
matte shots. Yeah. There it is again.
And the funny thing is like because they kept going back and forth on whether or not this was supposed to be the same place as Lost World, because you're going to see Sam Neill look through the car here, and that was supposed to be the one that Jeff Goldblum was in Lost World that the Velociraptor was going through.
Oh.
But then they changed their mind halfway through shooting. It's like, no, he's on a different part of the island.
So I bet you I know where they are. They're at Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
Right now. That's where they are.
In my Jurassic World Dominion video, I briefly spoke on the Jurassic Park 3 raptors and how the movie chose to handle them. Of course, I made it sound better than it actually was because I was comparing it to Jurassic World Dominion, but I digress. One of the most hammered in points about the Velociraptors is that they were significantly more intelligent than any other dinosaur on InGen's list. This was made clear in the first movie. It was kind of mentioned in Lost World a little bit. And of course, the third movie kept up with its theme of forcing the dial as far as it will possibly go, reinforcing it beyond what even Colin Trevorrow tried to turn them into in his trilogy.
They were smarter than dolphins or whales. They were smarter than primates.
They were smarter than primates, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they saw how smart the raptors were in the first movie.
What was with that cutaway? It's just it faded
They were
away
smarter
back to
than-
them.
Yeah, right.
The conversation's over, John.
Yeah.
They were smarter.
Now
than
we
Eskimos.
fade out into another conversation.
They were smarter than Eskimos, Ellie.
They didn't like the cold, so they moved away from it. I think that one's a pretty safe one. I don't think any Eskimos are going to be in your comments.
I don't think that there are any Eskimos that watch my channel
Trying to
now.
cancel you.
Yeah.
There will be one.
There'll be one now.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to get shared among the Eskimo community.
Smart equals human. You heard it here first, everyone. The groundwork that Colin Trevorrow would use to make it so that Chris Pratt could pet one in his movie. But the fact remains, raptors be smart in this movie. And I'm not just talking, oh, they're really coordinated and they remember what does and doesn't work. No. They are comically intelligent in this movie. They are the Italian mob of Isla Sorna. And we can see a shining example of this from the very first time we see one on screen.
And then there's William H. Macy as a baby, a fetus.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
With the mustache and all.
Yeah, and this is when they start doing more of the bird features.
Yeah.
It's because they found out that's how they kind of looked, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooga booga. Now ooga booga. Yeah, ooga booga.
Why was it doing that?
Shit raptor.
I love how the Velociraptor knew to pretend to hold still.
Yeah.
Alan!
Well, raptors
I like
are
these ones have
smarter.
That's true. Hyper intelligent.
Raptors are smarter than
Very, very
primates.
smart.
though,
That's
come
true.
on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Of course it would know. Of course it would know to pretend to be like an incubated dinosaur clone. Come on.
Yeah.
Now, Will, every time the Velociraptors do anything, just cut Alan there every time. Alan! We meet again, Alan!
I love that framing of it looking
How
up
did they
like,
lock it from
I
the
can
inside?
climb. It's fine.
How the fuck did they lock it from the inside? Why
Well,
would there
yeah.
be a locking mechanism on the inside of a cage? Get fucked.
He's calling for help.
Dan, you missed it. The raptor's calling for help.
Raptor's calling for help,
Sure.
Dan.
Calling for help. They're smarter than primates.
Smarter than primates,
I'm so
hyper intelligent,
excited.
spared no expense.
My God.
My God, an animal's making a noise that other animals can identify.
Oh my god.
Impossible.
There's some white assholes on the island.
Yep.
Get them crackers, boys!
From a movie that played Jurassic Park.
Alan.
Alan.
Yeah.
God damn it, Paul's fucked up again.
Handling
damn it,
ourselves.
Paul, you fucked up.
Paul! God damn it, Paul!
Where's Chris Pratt with a lasso when you need him?
Yeah, really. If this was Jurassic World, I would have to expect all four of them to be riding these.
Oh, just you wait for the new
Just
one,
jump
man.
on its back.
Yeah.
They're too scared to buck us off. Some stupid nonsense, you know?
Oh, the fucking raptors coming in like motorcycles. No.
I want like a motorbike sound effect as well with the Velociraptors like meow.
And Alan just happened to pick up that
Yeah.
pack as he got fell. Yeah. As if that would be even remotely on his mind right now.
If I saw it, I would have grabbed it. I got a free hat when I was running away from a shooting once.
I mean,
nah, I think that's a fair comparison.
Fair enough.
Yeah. 12 feet away, there was a big like people stampede, and someone lost a hat, and I'm like, oh, cool hat. As we're running.
A good thing that they're able to climb that.
I would think that raptors would be able to climb trees, you know?
Yeah, I would imagine.
I guess the velociraptors just lost them there somehow.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, they're good.
We didn't anticipate them causing a random stampede and getting themselves trampled. Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember how any of these people die. I don't remember who dies.
I wish everybody died. Oh, we're gonna lose him first. He doesn't deserve this.
Aww.
Yeah.
He has a funny voice.
Oh, it's
yeah,
fucking.
he's the bait.
It's literally chatting out on him.
Like the velociraptor is torturing him.
Oh,
Like,
no.
Yeah, so what the fuck?
He's enjoying it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how you know it's human. It's sadistic.
I like how these things are fucking the people up, and then in the next movie they become like the protagonists.
They're really shoving down our throats the fact that these things are
These
smart.
things are so smart. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're just really dumb.
Mr. Kirby! Billy!
Oh yes, shout more.
Keep
There's raptors
screaming.
around.
Yeah.
Keep making noise. There's raptors hunting you.
I'm up here.
Eric!
I am in this location.
Mr. Udusky! Mr. Udusky!
Mr. Udusky,
I
are
don't
you
think he's
okay?
responding. I don't think he's going to respond to you guys.
Wait, did he just break his...
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, more specifically, he just broke his neck, and it's like not even bothering to take the body
Like
away.
a fucking mob boss.
Yeah.
The
Snapped his neck.
Velociraptor looked up and snapped its neck.
Yeah.
He's like, how?
It's not killing for food. It's killing for
spite.
sport.
to prove a
Yeah,
point.
taught the dinosaur to
Killed him
do
to
that.
prove a point. like the velociraptors.
I can't
are
wait for the
just
scene.
yeah, they're the James Bond supervillains in this.
Yeah, I can't wait for the scene where he has a conversation with the lead velociraptor about philosophy before the big fight.
They're not even just. I really highly doubt that that's what they do.
No, that thing just committed a murder. Like, they kill for food.
Yes.
Like, that's what they do. They just, like, fuck your friend. Like, they're reasoning. Like, no, you're just giving them human characteristics and it's not believable.
Alright, so
Okay.
we're just gonna break his neck and leave the body.
Break
okay?
his neck, not eat him.
Yeah,
Okay.
it killed him out of spite.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's bleeding now.
executed him.
I don't think
The-
that was
the trap-
necessary, but
Yeah, the trap didn't work.
Fucking
Trap didn't work. I'll just
executed
kill
him
him.
like
Yeah.
a villain.
Well, to be fair, if they're intelligent raptors and they're like above a retard human level, they'd be the second smartest people on the island.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's like
god, why would you
Dr.
do
Grant,
this?
the raptors, and then the rest of the humans.
This is obviously a ridiculous flanderization of the velociraptors, which is a wild thing to say in a Jurassic Park critique, but that's where we're at now. Mind you, the concept itself, as I said in my Dominion review, is not a bad one. Far from it. I, for one, find it incredibly interesting to explore the raptors further, as they were mainly reserved as finale antagonists in the other two movies. With that said, this is not the way to do it. At least it's not if you want me to take it seriously. And I kind of got the vibe that they did.
What are you saying? What are you looking for?
Go get my baby.
Okay, Janet. You have 12 more. Does it really matter? Like, yes. He was gonna be my favorite one. Okay. Yes, dear. Bring back dinner.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
There's those ferns from Home Depot.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. You won't get away from me this time, Mr. Grant.
It
little bit of
appears
martial
you appear
arts
to be
here.
surrounded, Dr. Grant. Your friends will join you in death.
We don't take kindly to paleontologists round here. Good job, Paul. You found him.
I wish there were reptile subtitles. These would be completely different movies.
What is this sorcery?
Witchcraft.
I can't breathe.
It's a witch. Run away.
We'll meet again, Dr. Grant.
This movie's goofy.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It was probably like a corny, like supervillain moment. Like they didn't just kill him; they just surrounded him to taunt him. Like, haha, we have you now.
I'm sorry, this kid will be dead. He'd be totally dead.
Yeah.
This is like, yeah, I know. He's like Newt from Aliens. Like I could believe that she survived the alien,
Mostly.
like cause she hid
at night.
Yeah,
they come out at night
she looks all
mostly.
wildly crazy. This kid's like, dude, I'm on like the cover of Disney Adventure. Like, what's up? I was supposed to be in Save Willie too, but
I have T-Rex piss right here.
Yeah, right here. Here, it
Where'd you get that? I don't know.
No, don't ask.
Willie, we need to tell you your stepdad's dead. Oh my gosh. I just left him hanging there. Billy's a murderer.
How long was this kid here?
8 weeks.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
This kid was there for 2 fucking months.
He sure
and
was.
he's not dead. Get out of here. Get out.
This is really good cat food. Thank you for sharing.
I call these sit down scenes where the movie's like, and then they just stop.
Yeah.
Like, let's
This
talk.
movie has a lot of that.
It does.
Let's talk. We need
to
to
say it's oversafe.
Yeah. Let's explain what you just saw.
Yeah.
I forgot what movie we're in. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's have you process it because
What
it's
the
such
hell
an
is he
amazing
eating?
movie.
It's cat food.
Oh, okay.
T-Rex piss.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this movie. I'm telling
It's great.
I don't know why I'm getting. So
It's definitely better than the second one.
Oh, shit.
It's definitely better.
It's definitely better.
Oh my goodness. Please help me.
Why is everybody screaming on this island?
Did y'all like just ignore what Grant said earlier?
You people are still up here screaming. Like this is wild, dude.
You're just No, you guys see it's perfectly fine because
Alan.
dinosaurs don't have ears.
Yeah.
Oh.
No matter how this turns out, it wasn't your fault.
You know, like what I like in my Jurassic Park movie is like 2 characters that I don't like reconciling their divorce.
That's one way to do it. Send your child on an island with dangerous animals and then just get back together. That's
Yeah,
how, that's how you do it.
What was the logic behind that? Going and parasailing like at this island? Like I feel like the mom wouldn't agree to that, you know? Like
No, but it's just like, why out of all the islands you can go to, or just even on the beach, I'm pretty sure you can just do it near the beach.
You can do it like Miami.
Well, what killed the boat drivers? Was it pterosaurs?
It was the.
Yeah, I think they said it was a.
It was the ghost pirates, Jake. Come on, we've established this already.
Yeah.
There's those ferns again.
Oh yeah, they are.
You know
Look at
my
'em go.
favorite, and you don't see them anywhere in here, but in California they have a lot of them. They're called century plants, and they look like dinosaur plants from dinosaur times. They're called century plants.
Look at that totally real tree they're climbing down from.
Totally
love it.
Totally. This guy, I don't
great.
know why. Why is he in this? I just break snack machines
and steal eggs.
Steal eggs.
Yeah, the funny thing is like in the contract that he made, or that he had to sign for this, he was required to reprise his role if they made a Jurassic Park 4. And after this movie, he just basically was like, please don't make a Jurassic Park 4.
Man,
Like,
I think we all said that.
Wow.
Well, better get back to screaming. Better get back to shouting for
Where's
people.
that mega horn?
Yeah.
Now, whoa. Once, like later on, once we find out why the raptors are after them, shouldn't the raptors be lying in wait for them to come down from this tree?
Yeah. Yes. yeah.
No.
They got bored and went and did something else.
No, the raptors had to go to work in the morning. They
That's
sit
true.
around
The
all day
raptors
and wait on the
the
hunt.
raptors
That's
have
just
other
a
obligations.
It's a raptor claw. I used to have one.
Mine is new.
Do you suppose that the implication is that he picked up like a shed claw or waffle like a
something like that? Yeah.
Not that he like took down a velociraptor.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
No.
It's Jurassic Park 3, man.
No,
like there's
no,
no telling.
No. They were implying that they shed their stupid fucking claws like elk shed antlers, and he found one.
Okay.
Like people find antler sheds, which I don't think that's how that works. I
don't think that's how that would work. Now, bear with me here, because we're still riding this wave onwards. It's wild. It's like everything past the plane landing on the island is the climax of the movie. But Grant and Eric are not going to remain separated from the rest of our group for very long. In fact, it's basically just one scene later that we get them reunited, which, of course, again, this island is simultaneously 300 and 400 square miles at any given moment. But what I want to talk about specifically is the means in which they reunite. Because as Grant and Eric are walking through the jungle, Eric stops when he faintly hears the sound of Paul's satellite phone ringing. On the other side of this coin, we have Paul, Amanda, and Billy walking through the jungle when they hear Eric calling out for them, which of course they reciprocate and run off towards the sound of his voice.
Eric, this way! Eric!
Well, we better start yelling
Yeah,
again.
better start screaming.
That's the best thing in the movie.
It's his dad's satellite phone.
Eric!
Like, good news, honey. I found a stick and a garbage can. Like, we're gonna find someone now.
Hell yeah.
Billy!
They forgot this is the end of the movie. They're like, crap.
It's like, did the director say cut? No? Oh, we're still going? Oh, okay. All right.
There we go. Jungle.
Is the kid's name Billy? am I saying the right name?
Eric.
Okay.
No, from now on, he's known as Billy.
I've referred to him like as 3 different things since I've started making this review. So
Let's keep yelling about on this death. Now we're out in the open. Now there's nowhere you can even hide.
There are so many carnivores coming to this area right now.
You just entered into an open field. There's a dinosaur with a sniper rifle. It's gonna fucking tag you fools.
No, it's gonna be the raptor that ate the guns. It's gonna go and it's gonna spit bullets and kill
The
everybody.
raptor has a bow and arrow, just like
Hyper intelligence.
Play Turok for real.
He's gonna whip out his nunchucks. I would love this movie so much more if a bunch of kung fu raptors just jumped into frame
What
and then
could have been?
and then Jackie Chan comes out with Kurt Russell.
Oh, it'd be beautiful. It could be a beautiful thing.
Spinosaurus runs at them with its arms outstretched to give them all a hug. Yeah.
He runs into it and they run into the fence and he gets zapped.
What did they find? The fucking megaphone? And he said, "Oh my God, that's Mom's megaphone."
She never leaves home without it.
Yeah. What the fuck? Why did he start yelling? Did he find something?
Listen, Dan. Listen. All will be revealed.
After all the pleasantries are exchanged, Paul asks Eric how he found them, which leads to the revelation that he doesn't have his phone. And that, of course, is the cue for the phone to start ringing again so that we can get the dramatic turn to reveal this.
Okay, love this scene.
Quiet.
Nobody pick it up.
T-Rex makes tremors.
He's like, I got your phone.
The T-Rex makes tremors when it walks, but Spinosaurus doesn't.
You know, there's a lot of problems with this.
Yeah.
They can hear that?
No, I have the solution to it.
Yeah.
It's hyper intelligent and it's doing Jason.
Yeah, that's that's something.
That's something.
That is a loud ringtone, let me tell you. Yeah.
So I want to connect with you.
It's a loud ringtone and a
Yeah.
quiet dinosaur.
A very
he's
quiet dinosaur,
clearly-
a very loud ringtone. Yeah, that is
he's clearly trying to return the phone, but he didn't want to interrupt the conversation, so he stood there quietly.
No, but he does.
Man, that is a loud ringtone. Like that.
very
that,
Can you hear me
must,
now?
that must be really irritating. Like now. There's a lot to unpack here, not least of which being that these three apparently didn't notice it standing there the whole time. However, the further implication, on this island that's big enough to support multiple species of dinosaurs, is that Grant, Eric, Paul, Amanda, Billy, and the Spinosaurus were all together in the same vicinity at the exact same time, at the exact moment that the satellite phone got a random call. Now, for those of you who may not have seen the movie somehow, you might be a touch confused on what's happening here because I didn't really address it earlier, so I'll break it down for you now. When Paul says he doesn't have his phone on him, he mentions that Nash was the last one that had it, as he had lent it to him on the plane when they were initially trying to call for help. Nash took the phone, we got a shot of him pocketing it, and then he was immediately devoured by the Spinosaurus. And so, dear viewer, what this movie is trying to sell to you, beyond the fact that everybody just kind of happened upon each other at this precise moment, is that the satellite phone is ringing from the stomach of the Spinosaurus, and is not only audible, but audible enough to the point where it is mistaken for being on someone's person rather than in the stomach of a dinosaur. Incredible, isn't it? Really kind of just adds on to how obnoxious of a ringtone it is. And I have barely even mentioned that this is on top of the fact that none of these idiots noticed the Spinosaurus watching them from like 100 feet away from where they were having their happy little reunion, which on top of that, the Spinosaurus was content to just watch them do this and didn't actually attack until they noticed him. There's a lot to unpack with this. Also, remember the big thing about the T-Rex is that you would know it's coming because it shook the very ground that it walked upon. Aside from all the times when it didn't do that, but, maybe it was tiptoeing. The Spinosaurus is larger than the T-Rex. By the movie's admission, they wanted you to know that this thing was bigger than the thing we were dealing with in the last two movies. But despite that, never once does it actually make noise when it walks. Never. No, that is a passive trait that is trademarked by the T-Rex. No, the Spinosaurus has the ringing stomach gimmick for his ominous approach trait. Remember, everyone, they intended for you to take this movie seriously. They thought that the cell phone thing was cool. So much, mind you, that it was originally going to have an even bigger presence in the marketing. Later in the film, when our group retrieves the phone, Grant makes a comment that there's only enough battery left for it to make one call. This spurred the idea from the marketing team to sell a phone with the Jurassic Park 3 trademark capable of making a single call before becoming inactive. This was a real thing. They were going to sell this as a means to advertise the movie. It is truly staggering how much insanity encompasses every aspect of this film's existence. Thankfully, a mere 10 feet away from where their location is a random hole in the fence. Because of course there is. A hole that is just big enough for Grant and Eric to get through, but small enough to the point where the Spinosaurus can't follow them. However, the movie then changes its mind 2 seconds later and has the Spinosaurus burst through the fence anyway, and our heroes are forced to sprint towards the next action set piece to get away from it.
Wow, good thing it was a random... Oh, okay.
No!
There we go.
What?
I've seen that happening.
But don't you
everybody
worry.
into the biodome.
Yeah, don't you worry. This door will stop it.
Yeah, if it can crash through that, it's probably gonna crash through this, right?
No.
Okay.
The door is made out of a different metal.
Well, that's one shitty fence there.
That is a pretty bad fence. This
I
door
can't
will
get
hold
rid
it
of-
though. There you
Oh,
go.
that door's fucking awesome though, right?
Like InGen put all of their
Vibranium.
resources into fortifying this one door.
This building is made out of
obviously,
vibranium.
engine dinosaur proofed
Yeah, no
everything.
That must have been a Nokia phone, considering it still works inside of a fucking dinosaur.
Yes.
Yeah, inside the
Doesn't
stomach
survive
acid
anything.
and everything.
Oh my gosh, it really does. Like it's like, okay, slow down.
I know.
Let's just talk a little bit.
Just wait till the end.
It reminds me like a out of shape person, or like, oh guys,
I need to rest for
I
a
need
second.
10
Hold on.
minutes.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
Talk,
Let's just keep
talk
going.
amongst yourself.
Give me a minute. I can go again. I can go again.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. I'm ready. Okay.
No, I'm not ready. Just wait. Let's talk a little bit longer. Hey, you see what do they call those trees out there? Century plants. Home Depot, I think, has some of those.
Did you steal raptor eggs?
If I'd known that you were going to end up with them.
You son
If
of a
I had
bitch.
known you were gonna end up with them, so it's not because if I had known the Raptors would have come after us, I wouldn't have stolen. No, it's if I had known you would have ended up with them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have stolen them.
Yeah.
Okay, come on over.
Why did you shout?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking they're right there.
Mm.
Been alone in a water truck for 8 weeks. I think I can manage the next 2 minutes without you.
This family just sucks, man. Like
They really do. They're annoying as hell.
Yeah.
I honestly wish that they could have just killed these three.
Yeah.
And then kept the black Nash and the other guy.
Yeah,
I guess.
Nash and Cooper. Like, I would have preferred that they be the main characters of Jurassic Park 3.
It's okay, Billy.
It's okay.
You'll be fine.
We're taller than your dad. Sorry.
I'm just gonna go walk into the fog of death, honey.
Yeah. Well, the ghost pirates are gonna get me.
The Black Pearl is gonna stroll up.
Yep, sure is.
I thought he was gonna eat that. He's like, yum.
Somebody left cookies on the railing.
Oh my god, I'm starving.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I just made a terrible discovery. There's dinosaurs on this island.
Man, imagine having pterodactyls nowadays. We lost Grandma. She was walking. What happened to your windshield? Well, I'm glad the car wash is open. There he is.
Alan!
No, it looks like the shredder.
Mom?
Mom?
Why would you think that was her?
Yes, Eric, it is I, your mother. Come to me.
You're not mom.
Yes, it's me, Mom.
How do they keep losing their son?
And then the mom's like, I thought you said you could handle 2 minutes without me. You fucker.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a bat with fucking reptilian fucking ambitions. Oh my god!
Honestly, what do you think would
Look
have
how excited they are! That fucking thing, they look so happy!
How many people have wandered into the bird cage?
Yeah, right.
Where's that story?
Yeah. Oh, I missed you. Hold on.
That's when they're running and you're walking through the thing and it goes run, like, oh, can't go that way, so you have to go the other way. Like that's I think of this like a cornfield maze. You're just watching a cornfield maze right now.
Yeah, I want to come in too. All right, there we go. All right, I'm here.
Hello.
Why does it look like a weird retarded duck? Because it's a weird retarded
Hey,
duck.
hey, ducks evolved into that. I mean, from that. Jesus.
Oh no! If only I could fly.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, why is it afraid to fall?
Fell.
Yeah, don't worry, guys.
no,
I'm
I
okay.
can't Oh shit! Oh my god! What a terrible day. Oh.
I'm okay, guys. Don't worry.
Something tells me when this whole chase scene is done, it's gonna be like calm for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
We're gonna have, like,
Studio water.
If they meet back up within like 3 minutes, I'm going to be. They are. I said within 3 minutes.
Try 3 seconds.
Jesus. How is that possible? How is that remotely possible?
Like, I'm right here. You don't need to scream at me every time you talk.
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
Families full of screamers.
Wow, we have to get to the next scene.
Yep,
Come on,
it's
hurry
time
up,
for the
man.
water park ride.
Part of the ride where
Dead
they
rock.
squirt you with water as you're going by.
Yeah, that's yes, that's where we're at. It's that part. They're like, whee, splash.
Billy, drown his ass. Drown his ass.
Hold his head down.
Drown him.
Of course, the lady didn't close the door properly.
Convenient little boat just waiting for them right there.
He did say earlier.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
You
It's
weren't.
the boat-
God damn it, Will! You weren't
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, I was.
I hope you
My
took that out
mind
of
was
your
wandering.
script.
Yeah, I know. Complete
I hope
video's
you took that
completely
out of your
ruined now. Yeah.
Look! It's a Bodosaurus, and it's there to help them.
That's true.
Oh well. Look. Well, if you look in the images, you can see a traditional Botosaurus.
That's
Okay?
true. Yeah.
What would possess you to make something so unimaginably cursed?
Dementia.
Something see from the air.
What are you looking at?
Oh,
Go
no.
away.
Yeah, true.
They hung on that shot a bit too long.
they did.
I think I made a bad decision. I turned down Lord of the Rings.
Sorry about Billy.
I'm not.
He was stupid. He earned that death.
You know what the last thing I said to him was?
You're gonna get us all killed.
Eric, you want to know what the last thing Billy said to me was? Dactyls are eating me! And, yeah, I will never forget those words.
I can't feel my legs. Yeah.
I will carry those words through my life forever.
Yeah, he's gonna learn
Like,
one, Lord of the Rings 2.
They're they're filming the scene right now of them around the ring.
Right now with Peter
Yeah,
Jackson.
yeah, determining who's taking the ring to Mordor. That scene is happening right now. Yeah.
All screwed for this. With Terry the pterodactyl from
Terry the pterodactyl. That's what I got.
That's all I got here.
My God, Dr. Grant, the sun's rising.
It's a new day.
It's a new morn.
Oh my God.
Oh, whimsy. Bro, remember the first movie?
To the new world order.
Wow. Maybe horrible dinosaur
music
island
again.
isn't so bad after all.
The scene would have
Oh my
been
God,
better if instead of all these nice herbivore dinosaurs, it would have just been a beach full of like T-Rexes and raptors. It's like, no.
You just go na. You see a T-Rex just eating fucking like a dead. Oh my God!
Yeah, they're through the heart of darkness.
Yeah.
The horror. The horror. A good reference, by the way. That's a good.
Okay.
It's a reference to the book Heart of Darkness. They're taking a riverboat down the African an African river, re-stylized into Apocalypse Now, and the iconic line that is like that everyone knows, the horror, that's from that.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah, they're just gonna ask for Danny Phantom videos.
Yeah. Oh God. I judge every one of your Danny Phantom fans. Every one of you. You hear me out there? I judge every one of you.
Know something, Dr. Grant?
This place sucks and I want to go home.
Want to know something? Dinosaurs are nice.
Yeah, let's go kiss that spiky
Wah.
one.
Wah.
And these one, he's coming over to say hi, Dr. Grant. Just reaches over and just eats him.
Plucks his head right off.
Okay, that's enough whimsy. That's enough whimsy.
I mean, to be fair, I've seen cows eat snakes.
Yeah.
And kill mice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't like pests.
We know you turned down Lord of the Rings. We are elvish.
It felt like such an obligatory. We have to have a dinosaur whimsy scene now. Let's just throw it in here for no reason.
We need the classic Jurassic Park song somewhere in the
and yeah, play the theme song.
Yeah. Like,
all right. We've done that.
Just have them ride on a boat, and they'll see some dinosaurs.
Yeah.
All right, we've done that for 10 seconds. All right, moving on with the
All
plot.
right, back to the story now. All right, we're good.
It's the Carnosaurus from the dinosaur movie.
No, it's okay.
I'm right.
Yep.
No, it's just, it's
No,
a Ceratosaurus.
No.
No, it's a Tigosaurus.
It's a red T-Rex thing.
If it was a Carnotaurus, it'd have 2 horns on above its eyes. That's a Ceratosaurus.
Have you considered though that I'm drunk and I'm right?
They're basically the same thing, Jake.
Yeah, that was just the nosy neighbor T-Rex seeing something like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on here?
Yeah. That wasn't a T-Rex. The dinosaur nerd's gonna get mad at you for saying that.
That lady walked. I don't care. I don't care. T-Rex with a fucking rhino horn. Smaller T-Rex with a rhino horn. Oh, it was red. Oh, they're all the big bitey ones that are T-Rexes. All the long necky ones are brontosauruses. All the ones with swingy tails are stegosauruses. You got shit on your head? Guess what, Triceratops? Nice to see you.
Yeah.
There are 5 dinosaurs. The little ones are fucking chickens, dude.
Get the engine going, Mr. Kirby.
Yeah, we can't do that. It's dead. That's not how engines work. Also, there's no oil left of this engine. It's gonna run for 3 seconds before it explodes like a bomb.
You guys stole my phone, you fucks! Give it back!
How am I supposed to call my daddy?
Sugar mommy anymore!
Oh, wait. Can I catch fish in this thing?
Sweet.
Is this a crab trap? Hey, look. Call back.
Oh my god.
Get it? Barney the dinosaur.
Oh my god.
I fucking love being on TV. That was so good.
It's great. It's
great.
great.
When I was saying it, like as like a serious moment for the movie, like this is the other bit I remember vividly of the Spinosaurus in the rain. Like it's actually kind of cool, and it's kind of like actually like genuinely good funny that they put Barney in like the others. It's really good.
Imagine if they had like Life Before Time or something on TV.
Like Joe Johnston for how much he hated this movie afterwards. Like he knew what he was doing. He knew what he.
This movie's awesome. I don't know what to say.
Awesome.
Like it's great. It's not good. It's not good, but it is amazing.
Hang on. Are there fish in there yet, guys? I'm leaving it up to you to let me know.
You know, at this point, I'm incredibly persistent. Eating you was amazing. I don't know it myself.
just really, really want to eat you guys. I don't know.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It's like King Kong. He loves her. Spinosaurus takes her up on the Empire State Building. Planes swarm.
You're gonna scare all the fish. Shut up.
I'm trying to fish over here.
I love the idea that he just goes shut up to the guy.
He's like, God damn it! Why can't you and your wife ever shut the fuck up?
Get down from there.
Right.
You hurt yourself.
What the hell are you doing?
That's dangerous. It's dangerous up there. Get down.
You get down right now.
I mean it, mister.
Don't make me come up there.
You were not properly insured, young man. Get down.
Don't make me bite your legs off. Oh, the gasoline on the water.
Tom. The dinosaur was filled full of explosives.
Yeah, well, it turns out the river was.
Foreshadowing. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Just like the beginning of the movie.
What is wrong with you people?
I'm just trying to do some fishing over here.
Is really dangerous.
That's it. I'm going to fish somewhere else.
Screw you guys.
People are crazy.
Big T-Rex.
That's a big T-Rex.
T-Rex
Yeah,
with some shit on his back.
The funny thing is like if we're talking like scientific wise, like the Spinosaurus has changed how it looks like 7 different times. Like they can't figure out what this thing looked like.
Because all it is a big fucking crocodile that died digesting or near another like parasail fish.
Yeah.
And they're like, it has to be something. Why? Because I had grant money to discover it.
Yeah.
And it's not real.
It's not real.
And it's
Oh,
just
man.
a fucking T-Rex and a parasail fish and a crocodile that got fucking buried on top of each other. And
Wouldn't that be the revelation of the century, dude? That'd
that
be
there
funny.
actually are only 5 types of dinosaur. Oh man. Like, nope, that one's fake. That's just a crocodile.
Can you imagine in like an alternate universe, right, where we had the Star Wars trilogy, and the first movie, you know, Star Wars, you had 3 heroes, Luke, Han, and Leia, and then in the second one, it's just like Han by himself, and then in the third one, it's like Luke, and then Leia's there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I don't understand the logic in this.
It's weird. It's definitely a weird one.
The tow truck tried to pull us out, and he got dragged in too. The truck driver wanted to knock my lights out.
I don't care.
This one time at truck driver camp.
Man, they really
an exhaust pipe up my.
they really just want us to be attached to these characters. It's just
they're really trying.
How come they didn't bring these guys back in Jurassic World?
Oh yeah, what a cameo that would have been.
Yeah, we would have been like, who?
You could just hear the theater.
Eric.
You can just hear the movie theater when that happens.
It just like don't even have
movie theater when that happens. What?
Yeah, don't even have them on screen. Just like have in the background. Just
Rick.
I'd be sitting next to them just telling them, I can't wait till we get out of this alive and I can sue you. Like, and every cent you ever make goes into my pocket. Like, I want to legally be able to just walk up and take your shoelaces.
Like Taylor Honey, just stay seated. You're too tall. Just have a sit down scene. Literally, we just saw a sit down scene.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, they're walking.
We're ramping back up though.
Are they? Oh my gosh.
Dr. Grant, you've fallen right into our trap.
Oh no.
We meet again.
And they're all just saying, Alan, kill them. Kill them.
Alan. Alan.
Alan.
Alan. They want the eggs. Otherwise, we'd be dead already.
Thank you, Grant.
Yeah, now you'll be dead after. Because
Yeah,
they're still just fucking dinosaurs. They're not people. They're not a tribe that you're dealing with. Better open negotiations.
Yeah. Now hold on, I'm willing to negotiate.
The time for negotiation
We don't negotiate
has
with
passed.
terrorists.
We don't negotiate with people who steal our eggs.
Everybody get down. He's challenging us.
The time for negotiation
how do you
has
know that,
passed.
Dr. Grant?
Yes, bow to us,
Because,
your
Will,
new
they're
rulers.
more intelligent than primates.
Right. Hyper intelligent. I forgot.
That's how he knows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it, Dr. Grant.
Yeah,
Bow.
'cause they see
Bow
out
in
the
our
side of their
presence.
fucking head.
Dude, why didn't the instant you hit the ground in the open, did you not just put those down? And why wouldn't you do that? Yeah. We don't want to be caught without. They know where they are.
I smell the fear on you. Back away, sir.
They always help each other. Fucking man trying to help woman.
Yes, I will. I will take this
That
one
is
as my
disgusting
concubine.
behavior by a raptor.
Yeah, I love that they're smart enough to negotiate for the eggs instead of just biting their fucking heads off and taking them.
Look, they're smarter than primates, all right?
Yeah, hyper intelligent.
Oh no! Don't do it, Grant. You're gonna say the R word to him.
Oh no! There's our foreshadowing.
It's so great.
3D printing's gonna be cool, kids.
The sound gun.
The Velociraptor's like, he's got a gun! Yeah, he's got a gun, they all just fucking...
What did you just call me?
What did you say?
What is this
That
sorcery?
was uncalled for, Dr. Grant. Such language is inappropriate in our presence.
That is offensive. That is offensive to our culture.
I just can't. I can't believe he said that.
Yes, look at them all looking at each other like, did he just say that?
By the way, they'd be like, "What are you doing? You just like he just.
What
said
do
the
you-
most, he just
What
said
do you
the
call
most-
my mother? What do you
He
call my mother? You fuck.
We can't.
He
We
just said the
can't
most
kill them now,
offensive
everyone.
slurs.
They know the password.
So, like, is the idea here that he's trying to make the Velociraptors think that there are other Velociraptors somewhere else calling for help to get them to leave? Is that what we're supposed to be thinking here?
I don't
At
know.
this point, I don't know.
I've seen this one time. This is my second time watching this because I have it in my collection with the trilogy I got. Now there's a a kabilogy.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh.
Hyper intelligent.
Yeah.
They got tricked.
Yep.
By a whistle.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can eat this.
Squishes it. And just like, you touched this. It is unclean.
Can't believe you.
Unbelievable. We're out of here.
Disgusting behavior by Dr. Grant.
Disgusting.
Then they go put him down behind that log over there, and then they come back and murder everybody.
Yes.
Hyper intelligent. Spared no expense.
Yeah,
because what I know of Velociraptors from the first two movies, they would totally just leave them alone. They wouldn't even hunt them or do anything.
No. They're putting the eggs behind that log back there.
Do they tell us what they're doing?
No,
there?
it's done.
No, it's done. No.
Okay.
Movie's over,
Because
Christian.
the other movies go.
No, the movie's
They explain everything.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, no. Mind you, we've been having so much fun that it appears that the ending has actually been creeping up on us for a minute here. I mean, we could probably keep this chaos going for another 45 minutes to an hour if we really wanted to. But I imagine that every minute of runtime we get is another year off of Joe Johnston's life expectancy, so one can forgive it for being the shortest movie in the franchise. You may have noticed I have been a little bit on the quiet quieter side this time around, and truth be told, this is due to the fact that there just isn't anything to talk about through most of this. It is one of the more interesting challenges I've faced in a breakdown critique, but the fact of the matter is that this movie has been one of the most nightmarish reviews I've done in quite a while. Call it the curse of Jurassic Park 3, but any commentary I write in regards to the events of this movie feels somehow hollow and unimportant, and most of the things I would consider worthy of discussion are cleaned up in the watch party clips, which would make my words on them redundant. In that respect, this video has actually been more difficult to make than even my Dominion review was. This is how I imagine the cast and crew felt as they were working on the movie, honestly. Man, this has been such a hard movie to write a critique for, dude. It has been so difficult writing this script.
This isn't really a movie.
I know, but it's just like, dude, like, oh my god, like, there's just so like, there's stuff to talk about, but it's just like, they're like little islands of things that like that can be brought up, and like they're not really worth like, you know, diving into.
Should there be a different term for movie versus what this is, which is a visual theme park ride? Because that's what this is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they went to the island and they gotta get out.
Yeah.
And like it's in the it's a movie in the way a board game is. Like
yeah.
Like
very much so. Very much so. Because there isn't, like I said, there's no story here really. Like they get onto the island,
go to the island, gotta get out,
and then they get off of the island, and then that's the movie. Like
go to the island, get off the island,
like
go to the island. Whoops,
like,
go.
Nothing is gained.
No. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, like, well, that was a mistake. Don't do that again.
But it's like this movie. So this movie had to inject some stupid, contrived reason to get people to go there. But that's not the point at all. It's that they go there and are trying to leave. Like, and they couldn't think properly on how to get it. There's a game called Forbidden Island, where the whole goal of the game is just to get off the island.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about why you're there. Your plane crashed and you're trying to get out.
Yeah.
And that's fun and entertaining. And that could be fun and entertaining in a theme park ride.
Yeah.
And it could be fun watching it happen. But when you have a stupid fucking premise that gets you there, like, just don't care about it. Just have a fucking plane crash. But you had to have Dr. Grant come back.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Man, it almost would have been better. Like, imagine if
it would be.
If Sam Neill would have gone and been in Lord of the Rings and they didn't have him for this movie, they had to come up with something different. It would have just would have been random people on the island. It would have been like Home Alone 5.
It would have been terrible as it should have been.
Sam
Neill would have been a Lord of the Rings, and his career would have taken a different path. That would have, I think, been better for him and better for the world. I think this was one of the timeline things that could have been. We could have had Jurassic Park 3, Home Alone 5. And it could have been fine. A made-for-TV movie. It's great. It's a great ride. It's a great ride.
100%.
It has no plot. Like, it is not a movie, but it's a better viewing experience.
Yes.
Because the movie that is Lost World sucks. People are just mad that this doesn't have a story. And has goofy, silly shit, like little pop-up, like, rah! Like, but that's what this is. This is a theme park. This is a theme park ride.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that I like these better when they can be viewed honestly like that. Like, just because it has a story doesn't mean it's a better movie. This is nothing. Like,
yeah.
Like, nothing is gained in this. Like, we open thinking that they're a couple, we find out that they're not, and they are at the end. Like, nothing happens here. There's no point to listening to any of this. zero relevance.
Oh,
you could have watched the first 2 minutes, come in the last two, and been like, oh, cool, yep.
Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, wow. yeah, I'll be there.
They're still together. They got the boy. Yep. Wow.
But with that said, there is one final point I'd like to make before we wrap this review up, and it lies within the riverboat portion of the roller coaster ride. Upon retrieval of the satellite phone and just prior to the Spinosaurus attacking the boat, Grant calls Ellie. However, her kid answers, and Grant requests to speak with her instead.
Oh no! Now what?
Dinosaur man, mommy.
Oh, what? Why do they have Danny DeVito in here?
Charlie! Charlie!
Charlie, give the phone to my agent. I need out of this movie.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, bye.
Mommy.
Cue up the Spinosaurus attack, and in the resulting chaos, Grant manages to get this message across to Ellie. Now, even Jurassic Park 3, in its perpetually coked out state, is still cognizant enough to recognize that this isn't going to tell Ellie literally anything. So in order to properly get across the message, Charlie here begins roaring like a dinosaur after the call drops.
She can totally help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now she can.
Oh.
Yeah, because the kid did that let her know. It's like, oh, okay.
I know, Alan's a danger special. She's going to call the authorities. He's in the cage underwater.
Yep, he's in the cage underwater.
So the boy was supposed to be a dog, like Lassie. What, girl? They're in a well?
Alan's stuck on the old dinosaur island.
Oh my goodness, I better do something.
What if there had been a site B where they were digging up fossils?
Yeah.
And something went wrong, and that's what he's calling her for help.
Yeah,
But she hears site B, and she's like, "Oh, the island, site B."
Yeah, right.
And she sends help to the wrong place.
Don't you see? Her son went rah, and she was like, "Of course, the island."
Of course, yeah. Right. Now, I know what you may be asking. What in the absolute hell is Ellie supposed to do about that? Even assuming that she works out what Grant was saying here and then makes the connecting dots on what it means, what exactly is Ellie going to do that the Kirbys were incapable of doing at the beginning of the movie? Well, don't you worry, dear viewer, because Jurassic Park 3 has thought of everything.
So you know Mark's been working for the State Department now.
Mic drop of all mic drops right there, let me tell you. Mark here is the CEO of the military, you see. And because of that, he's able to bypass all international laws over the course of less than 12 hours in order to send the Navy and the Marines to an island that the Costa Rican government has restricted access to. Doing so entirely because his wife went up to him and said, "Hey honey, my ex-boyfriend went and got himself stuck there. Can you go get him?"
Oh my God! What the? Welcome to the Caribbean. I want to sell you guys some pots and pans after you listen to my speech.
Also, can we just talk about how the guy was there by himself?
Yeah. It's like, what if you're on the wrong island? You're just like, all right, guys, pack it up. Wrong one.
The
It's like,
wrong
what about
side
these
of the
survivors?
island too.
Yeah.
It's like, but there's survivors here. It's like, we're looking for Alan Grant. That's it.
Yep. They leave the other ones there.
Oh, so that really awkward scene with the Raptors was the climax of the film.
It was.
It's almost like they blew the load with killing the fucking T-Rex or something.
Oh my gosh, what's happening?
It's over.
Yeah, movie's over.
Oh, this is Spielberg's D-Day.
Yeah, we're just done.
That's what this is. Here comes Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, people say the same thing. Here they come. Jenna.
Wrong Tom Hanks.
I know, but this movie feels like that.
Wow. You have to thank her now. She sent the Navy and the Marines.
Dude, just a couple guys with guns. What are you doing? This is stupid.
They brought in all the Amtraks.
And in the end, none of it actually matters anyway, because all of this is facilitated specifically because the movie said, "Okay, I'm bored now. Movie's over. Everyone gets rescued now because they do."
How did Ellie contact the Navy and the Marines?
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Oh well, she just called and yelled, "Site B!"
Yeah, the river site B.
River site B.
Argle, gargle, gurgle,
Oh
gurgle,
my God, it's Billy!
Oh,
Billy's
fuck.
alive!
I was so happy when that guy got toasted.
Yeah, well.
Oh, is he not dead?
No, because people suck and.
How the fuck did they find him?
Yeah, don't worry.
What?
They were here the whole time.
Yeah, he was there, you know.
Feds are always with you, watching you, here to help you.
Billy's just laying there going, Dr. Grant, look what I got. And it's just more eggs.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, Billy, no.
Yeah, they're immediately dive bombed by pterodactyls.
Yeah. The eggs immediately start hatching. It's like.
Also, they got here in like 2 hours.
They got here pretty quick, yeah. Like all that approval from the Costa Rican government just instantly here, yeah.
Also, everybody is arrested. Everybody gets arrested because this is private property.
Yes.
Okay, well that was a waste of $5 billion. I guess we're done here.
In what world?
Jurassic World.
DOD isn't gonna ask any questions about this allocation. Yeah, they're free now.
Yeah,
they're free
now. Now
Yeah.
they were free at the end of the last movie.
No, they let them go.
They were at the end of the last movie.
No, they didn't have directions then. Now they're following them.
Where do you think they're going?
They're going to the ground soon, Billy, because they're gonna shoot it.
Honestly, fuck Costa Rica. Nuke all those islands. Just nuke them.
Yeah. Like Grant, those things were trying to kill us earlier. Shouldn't we like keep them
You
from
should
the?
be concerned.
Yeah, we should be concerned about them leaving the island.
And then Alan Grant puts his hat on. Everything's happy again.
Like he's fucking
Alan's not
Indiana
even
Jones or some
remotely
shit.
mad about any of
He's
this.
not.
Like,
I'm not getting
excited.
paid for this.
That was a fun adventure. I mean,
Yeah.
good people died, and I still need money.
Death. I still have no money. I was tricked, almost killed. I'm just happy.
Nothing was gained, but everything was lost.
They're playing the music, showing those majestic looking animals, but those majestic animals are just trying to fucking kill them 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it ends like, wasn't that a happy ending? It's like, well, no.
They're like, remember, pterodactyls still can fly anywhere they fucking want.
That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna highlight this obvious issue that's been plaguing all these movies.
I mean, the second movie had a
flying
happier ending
ones-
because at least they stopped the T-Rex at the end.
No, but it's like the ones that fly and the ones that swim, you literally cannot bring them back to life.
Harness them there.
You cannot contain them. You can't contain them. If they can fly away, you can't contain
And
them.
they, like,
If they can
make
swim
it
away,
last
you can't contain them.
We are smiling.
100%.
This is fun.
All right, this
We
is
are
my.
laughing.
Let's go home.
Let's go. You're already going home. What is this stupidly corny shit? Why is he saying let's go home when they're already on the helicopters going home?
And Alan Grant put
Let's
his
go
hat
home.
on, Tom. It's
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And yeah. That's pretty much it. Rather than coming up with an ending to his movie, Joe Johnston opted for the brave option of just having it stop. Nothing was accomplished. Nothing was learned. Nothing's changed. Nothing's advanced. Point A did not progress to point B. We're just done. This dude was just standing here for the entire duration of the movie, waiting for Grant to walk up to the beach and find him. And now that he has, we're all moving on with our lives. Jurassic Park 3, everyone.
What a stupid movie.
I loved it. It's so much better than Lost World.
Yeah, I think I'd rather watch this one than Lost World.
Oh,
Lost
God.
World was a slog and a half of garbage.
This is just beautiful popcorn trash.
It's a good thing the director made Rocketeer, Jumanji. What the heck is happening?
What a movie.
Oh my god.
So good.
We get to look at pterodactyl rear ends.
Yeah. That was
God,
something.
that was silly.
That was a silly movie. That was,
Super
goofy. Man,
I am really disappointed that there was no San Diego part at the end.
Me too.
Really good.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the pterodactyl
Yeah.
should have went to San Diego.
Well,
and
yeah.
they-
It should have been an
they
extended.
got
the
an extra half an
pterodactyls,
hour of a movie.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Because
Should have
like
been an extra 45 minutes of
Yeah,
them in San Diego.
because we were half an hour.
of chasing pterodactyls in a convertible.
Yeah. See, instead of setting up for a next movie that might not happen, go ahead and make that next movie. Just condense it to half an hour and tag it on to the film you're already making. See, that's all I had to do.
So let's look at these credits here.
Joe Johnston, Rocketeer.
For the longest time, Jurassic Park 3 was considered unquestionably the worst of the Jurassic series. And to quote myself from an older video, it remained that way for a very long time. Plans of a Jurassic Park 4 were quietly shelved and pushed to the side as Universal looked at the reception of this movie and said, "Ooh, let's take a break from dinosaurs for a bit." And for 14 years, the trilogy sat undisturbed, with Jurassic Park being the undisputed best, Lost World being the edgy younger brother that everyone still liked, and Jurassic Park 3 being the black sheep outcast. No love to be had for Johnston's manic creation, save for the couple lunatics out there that loved it purely based on the fact that dinosaurs were in it. And though perception has since shifted on it a little bit, especially considering what we got after, it continues to be known for the most part among the fan base as the silly one with the talking raptor. It's a strange beast, Jurassic Park 3, and one that I think will remain in its peculiar spot in the franchise. It clawed its way into existence despite it more or less cannibalizing itself along the way, and every single thing acting against it in the process. It flung itself onto the screens and declared itself Jurassic Park 2.0 with bigger and better everything. Basically, just imagine the T-Rex with a giant white beard and the Spinosaurus with a skateboard and a sideways cap on, and you'll be viewing the movie through the lens the filmmakers intended. And though we reject the teachings of the crack addict, we can still give its due appreciation while he rambles to us about things that only he can understand. Because when all is said and done, there is one thing I can say that I can almost guarantee that most people will agree with me on. It was better than literally everything else that came afterwards. Jurassic World is next, everyone. Let's get some excitement going for that one, shall we?
I think this movie's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's off-screen his survival.
Yeah, it's a really short movie, which is kind of a shame, but also keeps the pacing really good. Like, this movie's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've been taking the piss and making images. Like, everyone's been doing that, not just me. But it's been really fun. Like, I love this movie.
It was a good
Who's
one.
ready to watch Jurassic World next time?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. That movie's not real. That movie makes me irrationally angry. I fucking hate Jurassic World. like, I remember when that movie ended, and me and my mum went to see it, and I was like, I'm so angry. My mum was like, why? I'm like, I don't know.
It's a fun ride. It's a fun movie.
Yes.
It's a fun ride.
Yes.
It's not a real movie.
It is
It's not a movie in a conventional story sense, because this is like, oh, we have to go to the island and rescue the boy. Ah!
Yeah. The end. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Another video has officially come to a close, and with it, I can say we have completed another Jurassic Park movie in its wake. Ahead of us, we have the oh-so-well-known Jurassic World waiting for us next, and I hope you'll join us for it. If you're new here and enjoyed the ride, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, as the journey through the Jurassic universe will be continuing very soon. A huge thank you is due to Christian Ackerman of Fastcoast Productions and Tim Nydell of Pressing Rewind for being brave enough to venture into the chaos that is my channel. Links to their respective channels will be listed in the description below, and I would urge you all to give them a look. Thank you all once again for all the support, and until our paths cross once more, I bid you farewell. Stay well.
I would say that the first Jurassic World is. Never mind. No. I'm just gonna. I'm just thinking about the movie. I'm just like, no, never mind. No. No.
It's a great movie as long as you don't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.